Well, hello, Beth. How are you?
Andrew, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Hey, Bentley. Hey, Jeb.
Oh, goodness.
What's up, John? John? Oh, there he is.
What's up?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
What's up, Andrew? Hey, Austin. Hey, Beth.
Hello. I'm just sharing.
Cheers.
Going through my list.
That's a nice cup you got there.
I gotta get you one, Andrew. I was gonna bring one tonight, but
The roads are getting crappy.
are they?
Yeah, they're all ice.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. That's
Good
Paige. She's saying hello.
Hello. I saw that arm swinging in there.
What's up, David? Bradley. Yeah, but Dab's not here.
Nope.
Bummer.
What's up, Kev?
What's up,
Good,
Kev? Hey, David. Oh, I know. I almost brought my detector back in my room with me.
I need to order
love
mine.
that
That is
thing.
nice.
Like, I always worry I'm going to lose my coil cover in the woods because, like, all the old vines from the house that was there and stuff. And I think that's even going to help keep dirt out from underneath the coil cover.
I think so,
So
too.
I'm loving
Yeah.
it.
The way it looks,
Hey,
it
Doug.
looks like it's gonna.
Yeah. I ordered another one today.
Did you?
Custom.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you mean custom?
It's gonna say FLX
All right,
detectors
Scott
on
is
it.
here.
Yeah.
What?
It's gonna be
I want to
freaking cool.
get a custom one.
I
He's
need
gonna
to,
do it. He's gonna offer it on his website soon, so that's why I can mention it right now. I talked to him yesterday about it. So,
that is
and
awesome.
then so Ultimate Finds Box is our sponsor, so we gotta make sure we mention Eric.
That's right.
This is the one you want. It's all dirt. This one's dirty, but I love how this works. You guys have seen this before. But
Yes,
I'm just gonna show it again anyway.
I've got like 17 of them.
There's Scott. Yeah, and all these little things for your buttons.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Hey, Scott.
Scott.
I really like the one with the toothpick, in my opinion.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, they get in my way.
It does
was
take
tough
the
to put on,
space.
Doug.
Yeah.
But now that it's on, it's so snug that I don't think it's coming off anytime soon.
Hey, is this Scott? Has he been live before?
I'm trying.
sure.
I've not done it this way, so I'm trying to figure out how to get my video on. There it goes. Maybe.
Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Bree.
Hey, Bree.
Brooke.
Hey, Protectorist is there.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Eric. That's right.
Yeah.
They changed how you turn your camera on.
Oh, they did?
Like, well, for me, it's down along the bottom next to the text box. There's like
Okay.
a little camera, and if you hit that,
Yeah,
you can turn it on.
It's a camera icon. Hey, Emily.
Hey,
Hey,
Emily.
Em.
Hey, little dirt digger.
There
I
you
talked
are.
to her. I talked to her this
I
weekend.
finally figured it out.
Oh.
I'm glad you said something, Beth, because I had no idea.
Where-
Scott,
It kept telling me it was going to do audio only, and I didn't know how to do it. So
look
So
at that background.
yeah.
y'all
So,
see,
so
I'm
where
actually
are
on
you
site.
right now?
I'm planning on digging tonight.
Oh.
Awesome. That is so cool. This is a first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
that's
going to
right.
dig while we're doing this because I wanted your guys. I wanted to see what you guys had to say. I've only caught a few minutes of you guys doing this before, but I think it's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, right, Brad? Live on scene. No kidding.
I know. That's like a first for us. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was going to take me a while. I took off work early because when I got to work this morning, I opened the video again. And who actually makes the video? Who is it? Andrew? Are you the one behind the vines?
No, so Alexa makes our videos.
Man, they're awesome. So that is my biggest downfall. Is I have no idea how to make good videos.
She does amazing with all
She
the
does.
videos, all the promotion stuff. She's amazing.
Well, it's awesome. So I was like, I showed my wife because I think she's in here right now, but I was like, how do they do this? And it looks so professional. And she said, I don't know, but we need to find out because we need to just pay them to do your videos. So
Is Brooks your wife?
yeah, Brooke is my wife.
She says we need to hire her.
Absolutely. And she's right. So
He's digging with Dino.
it's not something that I'm just terrible at it. So, and I was actually sharing this out with a few people that asked me to. So
Awesome.
Yeah. Sure.
my mother being one of them. She swears she never gets to see me and wonders why. And she's the one that probably got me digging in the dirt to start with.
Hey,
Oh, really?
that's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
No.
Yeah, and she still does it. And she'll be 69, I think. And she literally, she's out in my brother's property and even in her own yard digging all the time, just picking stuff up. She don't dig. She just picks up what she sees when it gets washed out. So
Good for
That's
her.
awesome.
Holy cow, that is so
Thank you for the
cool.
lightning bolts.
Good
Yeah,
way to
no
keep
doubt.
yourself young.
yeah, but you guys, I have to say, I watch y'all's videos and I'm envious and jealous of the stuff you guys find for real. I mean that. It's like here in Alabama, it is slim pickings when it comes to especially valuables because it was too many poor people here when it comes down to it. They didn't lose much, and they made sure not to lose, especially after the Depression. So,
Right.
Oh yeah.
and not to mention, our populace in the entire state doesn't even cover a couple of you guys' cities. So,
Yeah, that's the part that's crazy is the cities. I know when John and I went down there, it was definitely different compared to, up here, that's for sure.
yeah. Well, I have to go ahead and tell you guys, I had 20 minutes to spare when I got my sign hung up. My wife had said, you really ought to go and dig, or at least, go to where you're more comfortable because sitting because I was going to use her office space instead of her desk. And it's like, that's not my environment. So for me
Right.
to be in my element, I need to be outside and, well,
I love
it's
this.
67 degrees, I think, right now. So
I-
no better place
Oh,
to
that's
be.
I
nice.
absolutely love this. I think this is such a great idea, Scott.
Yeah.
I do too.
It doesn't surprise me actually because it's just how you roll. So
Yeah, it's like for me to be in my element. Otherwise, it's like if I'm sitting in my living room or I'm sitting at her desk, I don't know how to be myself during that. At least not with people who are basically strangers to me. So
thank you, Teresa. Well, Andrew and I could be sitting in a snowbank talking to you right now, but
Right.
hey, yeah,
Come on, guys.
I,
Get
that
on it.
is, I see that, and I see those videos you guys put out. On you're looking out the window and there's 6, 8, 10 inches of snow and ice, and I'm looking at grass like there's no reason I can't go today. So
yeah, we're jealous of you right now because we can't.
oh
Yeah.
man,
But
well
I might go
we,
Saturday. But
it got cold there for about 4 days. That was it. We haven't had a dusting of snow is all we got. That's it. So nothing has prevented me from. Matter of fact, I went on a day it was 16 degrees outside.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't mind. Like,
For
I
the
would
first
go
time
out.
ever.
I would go out if it was 16. If it was like the first day it was, the ground would still be diggable.
Yeah.
This, no, I think we've gone on. What are we going on? Almost a month, John?
yeah,
Oh
I
man.
got warm enough today to thaw a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, I went out last Sunday and it was a workout. Like, I just had the bug. I'm tired of sitting in my house, and I trudged through 8 inches of snow to get back to my honey hole to find out that it's been cold enough that the ground is frozen now, and it was really hard to get a shovel in.
Yeah, like digging through rock.
It was. Some spots you could get in, but some you couldn't.
I have to tell you guys, when I got here, I was 20 minutes early, and I started digging where I left off the other day. And well, I don't remember what day it was. I guess that was Sunday. And I found the grindstone, just a grinding stone. I think the other half is under my feet right now because I got here and I started exposing dirt. And I think the rest of it is under my feet.
I saw that grindstone.
And I found an
Yeah.
arrowhead too. That come out
Cool.
of the ground within the 15 minutes. This
Hey,
place, it's more loaded than my wagon trail. That wagon trail really put me on the market as far as TikTok's concerned. And it's not that I
Yeah.
found a ton of valuables, it's just the amount of materials that is that old all in one spot. Just, It's been an incredible place, and I will be back there for the record. When you guys that started following me on that wagon trail, I know you did, Jeep Girl. I've
I
got a
did
job
too. Yeah.
coming up in that area. I'm thinking 6 weeks from now, and I will be in and out of there probably for a couple of months. So I'm going to do what I'm doing now, which is dig at night when I can, because I won't be staying in the area, but I will be driving there for work. So
What is
hoping I'll be back there digging
what
in
is the
about six
background
weeks.
of that wagon trail? What's the background of that wagon trail? Like the history?
Here's what I did, and this is what research paid off, because for years I didn't have anything decent to dig. I had permissions. I never really found much good stuff, but
Really?
I had went to a local library, which is something I. What's that?
I said, really?
Yeah, I went to a local library, and what I did is I started thinking about the Tennessee River being basically the early highway, and we most of North Alabama was not even, it was territory. It was just a Native American territory until 1835. And so any early town, like say 1820s, is a big deal. Well, and I don't mind telling the town. The town was Scottsboro, Alabama. And well, I went into the public library and just said, hey, I'm looking for any information on this area that I can find that goes back, from its establishment. And it was kind of sad, because what I started finding was some old what would you call it, like court proceedings where they were selling slaves on the courthouse steps. And when I
Oh
saw that, I
wow.
was like, where did they come from? How did they get them here? And it said something about them coming off the Tennessee River. And I thought, well, how did they get here? And so I started looking for places where they would have been transported, because there was no railroad there at the time. It's like, how did they get here? So I started looking for passes through the mountains from the river, because there's a mountain in between the Tennessee River and Scottsboro. And so I started looking for areas to search, and I found a permission that actually got two. One's like 5,000 acres, and the one that's the wagon trail's on now is like 400 acres. And so I've still got a lot of searching to do there. But that's what led me to that place, was looking for places that they would have brought wagons through the mountains. So
Well, Scott, you have a unique, special gift, I think. Watching you, there's a lot of detectors do not dig iron. They don't.
Hmm.
I like to dig iron, but a lot don't. And you, like iron, is like it tells a story. I just love how
it
you do
does
that.
tell a story.
Yeah.
And my name should have been Iron Sifter, is what it should have been, especially after the wagon trail. Because yeah, I've toted probably 200 plus pounds of iron out of that place. I bet I've got 1,000 pounds of iron still there, between horseshoes and actual plows and mule disc and wagon hubs, and you name it, it's there. There's probably 1,000 pounds of stuff it wouldn't do anything but make yard decor. But hey, it's something, and it's been in the ground that many years, so I love it.
Yeah.
And when that's the other thing about the South being so poor, without that wagon trail, yeah, I can go find, I can go to public parks and things, and I might find, some 1920s, 30s, 40s silver, but I'm not going to find a lot of stuff like what you guys find. I'm not going to find any 1700s coins, nothing past 18, or nothing older than say 1840, because we weren't even part of the United States at the time.
Right.
So I either have to go do what I'm doing now, which I've never done before when it comes to Native American artifacts, or I have to look for this few specific spots to where there would have been people here during that time. And
Wasn't the Spanish out there quite a bit? The Spanish and were using that as a trade route, weren't they?
they were, and that is something. There's one spot that I believe that I can Hernando de Soto came through, and he was looking for gold. He made it over to Georgia, but he came right through this area, and I don't know exactly where. But yes, I have looked for some of their trade routes.
All right.
And I don't know that my wagon trail was not an original early trade route, because the
Right.
fact that I found stuff from the 1700s there, knowing that that was Native American territory, it very well may have been one of their trade routes that the settlers just followed. And,
Right.
that's what
Is it-
I can't prove that, because I haven't
Right.
found anything Spanish, no reals, nothing like that that would
Right.
prove it. But it's
Now,
not to say that I won't one day.
Right,
Yeah, I think you're
exactly.
right.
Well, I
You found a
know.
silver shoe buckle, though, didn't you?
Yes, but it's
Yeah, that's
French.
what I thought.
It's French, and so and I found what I believe was like it was the basically the tip of a French-made blade.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm thinking that's still that French-Indian War, and because of the British buttons, it's hard to. I still haven't found enough to say exactly. Okay, this is the War of 1812. This is the 7 Years' War. I just don't know. I don't have enough really to say this is what this is exactly from, because that period is so close together.
Right. I know. I know the Spanish were trading a lot with the Native Americans at that time. So I'm surprised with how much Native American stuff you have found. You haven't found any signs of like that really early time period stuff.
No, but I haven't brought my Garrett in here yet. One time for about 30. Well, I take that back. When I found the first arrowhead here, I had my AT Max with me. And that day, I had, the day I brought a 1980s Garrett out here, I was making a video with a guy that had inherited it from his father had passed. And he said, Scott, I know you do this. You know, I'd love for somebody to have it that would appreciate it. And I said, well, I collect them. And so I told him I would actually use it. And so I brought it out here and we found a silver plated spoon from 1920 with a 30-year-old metal detector. And so then I thought, well, I've got to bring my Max back out here, which I
Absolutely.
did. But then all of a sudden, an arrowhead is on the surface, basically, and then there's pottery on the surface, and that was it. It was like, hey, I've never dug before for this. I went for it, and I haven't picked up my Max since.
That is so cool, though.
It's fun branching off into new stuff.
Well, it's been, honestly, I never thought I'd get that excited over it, but I have literally. But Andrew, I think you're right. It's like, I've got to bring my Max up in here, especially where I've dug. For one, they use some, like bronze or, not even bronze. I don't know if it's brass or bronze on spear points and stuff as they got better with metallurgy, and I'm assuming the Spanish helped them with that. So that could be right here and me not even know it. Because I've exposed about 3 feet of dirt, which I intend to dig some more shortly. So,
Heck yeah.
So again, everybody, Scott is on site where he's going to be digging later. So I think we should require all of our guests now to be on site.
yeah, there you go. It's just the only way I could personally be in my element. It's just like, especially it's not like we know each other, but I bet if we all sat down and had coffee, we'd probably be friends for life. So,
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
and it's kind of funny because most of my close friends, hey, I like that. Most of my close friends have been Northerners, and all you guys are from up north. Now, Beth, I don't remember where you're from. Where are you from?
I'm in West Virginia.
West Virginia. Well, you're not really a Yankee though. You
No.
West Virginia. Y'all are a different breed altogether over there. That's
For sure.
because depending on who your grandmother was, is which side of the Civil War your family would have been fighting on.
Yeah. Like I'm just south of the Mason-Dixon line where I'm at. Like it's maybe 2 miles up the road.
Oh yeah. So you're just a border baby, I guess.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you guys what I looked into earlier today. I just was curious how much Civil War era gold, silver, payrolls, things that was lost, and a good bit of it was on boats. But they say that it would be the equivalent of $1 billion today.
Oh
That
my
was
goodness.
lost in payroll and shipping process, things like that. We're talking about $1 billion that could be in the ground scattered out, and it could be one of us that finds it,
So
and it
that's
ain't
what
gonna be
you're
all
looking
in one spot, but still,
Okay.
my hero was Aqua Chigger. Do any of you guys ever follow him?
Mhm. Yep.
Well, that's how, because I was digging and I didn't know there was I didn't ever knew another digger. I really didn't. I had a metal detector, and I think the year 2000 was the first one I got from Radio Shack. And when Facebook come around, well, I'd already been digging, and I think I got Facebook in 2012, and the first person I followed was Aqua Chigger. And he, hit one of the first videos I seen where he found like 70 silver dollars. Well, I hadn't even found 70 coins at that time, except for, just modern clad. And I was like, wow, this is great. And so I followed him religiously. And, you know, but it didn't dawn on me until just a few years ago to do anything recording myself. So, but that was actually my hero. I see Brand says I love him.
We're trying to get him on here. I think somebody contacted him, and he's
Really, that
yeah,
would be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw his. Yeah, I will be digging for the record if you guys want to watch. Yeah, it's like I couldn't resist, and especially when she's like, "Why don't you go to your site? Because I can walk here in about 15 minutes." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds good." And well, then I couldn't resist the urge to start digging when I had 20 extra minutes, and I do. I think the grinding stone is under my feet.
Is that what you're looking for?
I was just, because this site has got so much material. I mean, I picked up. Matter of fact, I picked up an arrowhead that I stopped digging Sunday because I think I was in the fire pit, and the dirt was so loose compared to everything else. And I thought, and somebody said that, it looks like you're in their old fire pit, and I thought, well, I'm probably not gonna find nothing. So I sit down that same spot, and I found that point right there, which is it's broke. But that was like 2 inches into where I stopped digging Sunday. So, then I just got to digging around, and that flat stone is under my feet right now.
Scott, do you have a flashlight on you?
I do.
Okay, maybe you can flash that, like that arrowhead up or whatever you're going to show, and maybe it might.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it would. Let me see. There. It's broke, but I don't know if you can see. And it's really a preform where they were forming it. Okay. And then it probably broke and they quit. Right? I don't know if that's working or not. But if it was on my chest, you guys would be able to see it good. Get rid of that right there. Yeah, I definitely have a flashlight. It's I don't see a lot in the sky right now, so might be an interesting walk out of here if my lights go dead. Michael Wilson, that is a preform. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a preform, and I think broke. And I do wish I could get it to where you can see it edged all the way around. Then there's that break in it, and I think it broke on them, so they discarded it.
That is so cool. I would love to do that sometime.
So
that spot he's in is really cool too.
Right.
Well, that was something I didn't know the laws on too, and right away somebody said, "Hey, that's against the law," and that scared me. I'm like, "Oh no," and so I had to do a lot of research, and because I hadn't known, I was like, "Wait a minute, I know guys that dig. They put out videos, nothing's ever said to them." So I finally found the clauses in there to allows me to do this in Alabama. So if this were state land or hunting land or something like that, it'd be, you can pick it up if it's on the surface or if it's in the water. But otherwise, you can't dig it on any state land or hunting land. But here, private property, matter of fact, in that clause, it said even if you find human remains, a landowner is not required by law to report it. And I was like, I hadn't discussed it with this landowner, but I will report it. I'll be like, hey, I'll tell him anyway. I'll let him do what he wants. Yeah, right. Because that could be a fiasco.
That's
so
wild,
I hope that doesn't.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's crazy.
Teresa, it is Flint, yes. And yeah, this is a metal detecting community, but this metal detector has started finding stuff by accident, and then I couldn't resist. And I never imagined there would be a place this loaded with stuff. I mean, it's not like I've carried a ton of whole artifacts out of here. I've carried probably 20, but the amount of materials, it was obviously where they manufactured them here. So,
wow. Now, do you have like your own homemade screener that you use?
My wife purchased me. I didn't listen. My name is DirtSifter. I didn't own a sifter of any kind. And so she ordered me one off of Amazon.
Nice.
And so now I actually do, but I've got mounds of dirt that have not been sifted. And only 2 times I have sifted, I found the oldest points, which are from, they say, the Paleo period. And they are the earliest points I've gotten. They were really small ones. Well, I wouldn't have found them really without a sifter. Right. So that means all this dirt that I'm sitting on a pile of dirt that hadn't been sifted whatsoever. So,
oh my goodness, just think what you're sitting on right now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting on about a 3-foot tall pile of dirt that hadn't been sifted at all.
Oh man.
And that's just a small portion of this. Everywhere I have dug within, I'm gonna say 80 feet has produced at least flint flakes. So it's like one big circle where they were manufacturing tools.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Michael, I did not know that. Michael Wilson, I didn't know that you, I know you've been following me a long time, but I did not know. And if you've got videos and stuff, you'll have to forgive me because I can't remember who everybody does what. Some beads would be awesome, Brad. I think so too. I can't wait. I hope there's some in here, which that's why the truth is my wife ordered, if she's still in here, she ordered the sifter for her because she wants to come now. And so she knows there's probably, the dirt's already loose. All she has to do is put it in there and shake it. I've already done the hard work. So
It's fun to go out together though, because my husband detects with me, and we have a blast out in the woods, just finding whatever we can.
She's come with me a few times, but after the poison ivy incident, she's been more reluctant. How about that?
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I remember when she was with you detecting and recording you.
Yes. I'm see if I can get that light a little better. But yeah, you know, and I don't know if any of you guys were in the live during that time. I rubbed poison ivy on both hands. I never break out. That was the biggest mistake. I broke out, and every since then, I got it this winter. Like when I dug Christmas Day, I got poison ivy on my hands again,
Oh,
and it was awful.
I can roll around in this stuff, and I don't ever seem to get it. But poison
That's the way
oak,
I
on the other hand,
was.
on the other hand, I get it.
Well, see, I've never gotten either. I would get it, but it would never spread. It'd be like one little patch, never spread. So I wasn't concerned. Well, now, yeah, it was like the plague. It was awful.
All I got to do is look at it, and I get it.
I know I've got family like that. They get it in their lungs. If they breathe the air and it's pollinated, they literally get it in their lungs. Have to be basically hospitalized over it.
Oh my goodness!
Not good.
Yeah, and I didn't know that was possible until them. And it's like I got an aunt and two cousins, and if they get it, they have to go to the hospital.
Thank you for the gift, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the gifts, guys.
Awesome, thank you guys. I see Ultimate Finds boxes in here, Mr. Eric.
Yeah, he's our sponsor, by the way, guys, and he's got awesome, really cool stuff on his website. Like I was showing earlier, a finds box right here. I got some stickers on it and stuff, and then this is his most recent thing. Just real quick, Scott, I just wanted to show we do have a sponsor, and it's Ultimate Finds Box, and he's making these coil covers now.
Oh wow!
And yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to order one, which I'm getting ready to order a new coil for my Max because I beat that thing up against these rocks. You know, half of what I do is so rugged, and so it needs a new cover. But I'll need to go ahead and order a new coil too.
Well, I think right now he's making it for the dais, but I think he's gonna probably make stuff for all the other.
Well, I'm glad you said something about it. So,
but that's gonna take a little time, I think, probably.
And yeah, I need to hire somebody to help me make videos. And when Beth messaged me about doing this, I mean, I really do consider it a great honor because I see the things you guys find, and that for me to have sat back for the last few years to watch, and I always have to remind myself that the environment's everything, and the culture is everything, and also the history. Because even in my lifetime, the South did not really recover from the Civil War until my lifetime. And I know that's kind of like, well, how's that? But when you look at what happened up in Detroit when General Motors went bankrupt and the car companies down here, I had a friend of mine back probably 15 years ago when Honda came to Alabama, and he tried to get me to go. Well, at the time I made as a carpenter, I made $15 an hour. Well, there I would have had to take a pay cut down to 14. Well, within about 5 years, he made $26 an hour. But when I started as a carpenter, I moved to Michigan. And I made $12 an hour in Florida as a carpenter. When I moved to Michigan, well, I was not in the carpenters union, but they still paid me like 15 in Michigan. If I had been in the union, and I had to wait about 6 months, but if I'd been in the union, I made $35 an hour. And so that's how big of a wage difference there was. And now that changed in about 2000, whenever the car industry, we ended up getting Mercedes and Honda, Hyundai. We got so many car plants down here now. But one of the reasons they come because they did not have to pay the wages that they have to pay in the northern part of the country. Our cost of living's low, our wages were low. But a lot of that goes all the way back to the repercussions and the Reconstruction era that we were just poor dumb Southerners. We were treated that way for a long time, and I seen the change in my lifetime when I guess there was the respect was given back, because that when I really read not what they teach in schools, but when I read the real history of Alabama and the Reconstruction era, even before the Civil War, we had no middle class whatsoever. We had a few elite 1% rich people who had plantations and farms and cotton, man, and right across the border in Mississippi. I mean, those people were mega wealth over cotton. Well, here in Alabama, we had cotton, but you're talking about 1% of the population. Everybody else was just poor average farmers and no middle class. And so when I go searching for things like old home sites, if it didn't have 2 fireplaces in it, well, I know the chance of me finding anything is almost zero that's going to have any value to it. I love finding heirlooms, I do. But as far as finding coins or things like that, no, because 1 fireplace means they didn't have much. And they certainly didn't have anything to lose. And a single silver dollar, no, they didn't have it to lose. And so I have to remind myself when I'm so jealous of all you guys that find, y'all go out and find silver dimes, silver quarters and stuff. And I find them in the 1940s, 50s, 60s. But no, Alabama's been poor for so long that nobody has anything to lose. Especially, and that's the other thing. Now, there's one place where it will differ, because I saw 2 older gentlemen that stored their silver coins. In my lifetime, they stored every piece of silver they got. They stored them things because they lived through the Great Depression.
Right.
And so after they didn't trust banks anymore. So even my grandfather, I remember, and a friend of mine's grandfather, we would go to his house and he'd say, "Papa, can I have some money?" And he'd say, "Go to the closet." Well, that closet was probably 15 jars deep and 15 jars tall of quarters, dimes, and nickels, all silver.
Oh, wow.
That he would say, and we would just spin it. This is late 70s, early 80s, or probably about the mid 80s, really. We'd go in there and get $5 or $10 of silver and go and spend it. But that's the way the people were, because if you were that poor and you lived through the Great Depression, you saved every nickel, and they knew silver was going to be worth something, so they saved it.
Yeah, they hoarded it during the Civil War.
Yeah.
Hoarded it. Yep. Yeah. And so I think sooner or later I might find some old man buried it out in the yard somewhere where there's a real hoard of silver. But barring that,
you do.
Yeah, exactly. I found see, that's the thing is while what you guys find stuff, the oldest coin I found was 1865. And it was a silver dollar. And I don't even tell that story because I'd hate to tell you what I did with it. It'd be an embarrassment to me. But yeah, I find very few 1800s coins, and you guys find them fairly regularly. So I have to envy y'all.
Yeah, but they're all pennies still, that we find.
What's that?
They're all pennies that we find, really. I mean, for the most part,
Hey, man, if I saw one of you guys, y'all found what was it? It was an early copper. I don't remember. And it was just like another day for you guys. Y'all know how I can get over a horseshoe. Wait till you see me find some early copper. It don't matter what it is.
Well, I
get excited when I find it.
Oh, right.
I don't find it as much as these guys do.
That's like Cliff Condra, Reaching History.
Yes.
He'd metal detected for 30 years. Something like that, right, John? Never found a large cent.
40.
Nope.
40. Came out here. He met up with us in Pennsylvania. Found his first large cent. Found his first foreign large cent. And it was just a couple months ago. He was metal detecting in Alabama and found his first large cent in the South.
Oh, yeah. I've never.
They're there.
They're there. And I watched. I think it was a video from the last one of these you guys did, and you were asking what year is this from? And it's not a drape bus or. I won't know one when I find one. I'll be asking everybody watching, tell me what this is, because I won't have any idea.
Yeah, I understand that. These guys know the largies, and I'm like, I don't find them enough to know the difference between them.
Yeah, see, there's little D saying she only found 2 in Georgia, and she finds some incredible stuff when it comes to Civil War relics over there.
Yeah,
she sure does.
Yeah, Emily is a fantastic digger.
Yeah, ain't she though? And we've got to watch her grow up, and from because the first video I saw of her when she's like 4 with her dad digging, and I was like, because none of my kids ever went digging with me. And I mean, I really teared up, for real. I teared up. I was like, wow, this is the most precious thing. So I'm hoping my grandkids will come with me now.
Well, and what's
I have those
amazing,
videos.
Right?
what's amazing is how passionate, even back then she was. It's hard, let alone to get a child that age nowadays to even focus for more than 10 minutes, but to go metal detecting, which is relatively boring probably for most people, or a kid. And
Right.
And look at her now. She's all grown up and kicks butt metal detecting and loves it.
The Red Book coins. See, I didn't have any books, and I'll tell you guys, I'm gonna finish the story about the 1865 silver.
Yeah.
And this is awful to even tell it. I've never told this story before, but let's just say that I went through some impoverished times, and I was on my way home from work, and you talk about broke. I mean, I was broke city, and my debit card had got declined. And I knew, okay, I'm 30 miles from home and I'm on empty. And I don't know why I had that coin out, but I had the coin out and I had it in a little, it wasn't like one of the fancy one, it was a little paper coin holders. And I had it in my ashtray. And I stopped and I put $1 worth of gas, a 1865 silver dollar, and I gave it to the clerk, who looked at it and said, well, look, I'll buy you $1 worth of gas. And I was too proud in that moment. I was like, no, I just soon pay for it. And that was the oldest coin I ever found that I spent for $1 worth of gas. But when you've got 3 kids at home, no gas money, and you need to get home where I've got a little cash, that I will get through the week on. That's how tough it was during that time. I had moved from Michigan back to Alabama and had spent every dime just for housing and everything else. And I spent an 1865 silver dollar on a gallon of, that day, I think a gallon of gas was about $1.30. And so I got about $1 worth of gas for that coin. I don't know what it's worth today, but it is such a dig on my honor at this point, knowing that I did that. I mean, if I wasn't such a proud man, I would have just said, you know what, that'd be a blessing if you'll buy me $1 worth of gas. But I didn't.
That's a seated dollar then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what it'd be worth today, but I know it's a lot more than $1.
Dang.
Wow.
But don't y'all ever tell anybody. I'm glad there wasn't like 2,000 people in here watching that. So I don't even think my wife
exactly, Teresa. You got to do
my
what
wife
you got to
probably
do.
hadn't heard that story.
Yeah, I think everyone's been in a time where they've sold some stuff that they found.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I have.
Listen, there was a little old lady who we used to run her groceries into her house, and she would, I'm kicking myself for this, she used to give us like standing Liberty quarters and Merc dimes and stuff because we went and got our groceries and brought her to her. And I spent them. I didn't know what they were when I was a kid, but I had a lot of them.
Yeah, I had no idea. Well, unfortunately, I was an adult when I spent an 1865 silver dollar one time. And that's one of the things, the thing is, because I went to Bible college, and the professor there, he used to always make a statement, and he said, never sacrifice the permanent on the altar of the immediate. And, now I look back and I see what he meant by that statement. I sacrificed something that was, I had an immediate need of which someone tried to meet, and I was too proud, and I sacrificed something that, that could have been an heirloom I passed down, to children and grandchildren. And instead, there's some clerk that went home with a 1865 silver dollar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, digging up New York, I appreciate that. But you can see it's kind of, my wife's never heard that story. So it's a dig on my integrity to know that I did that, something that I found. Well, and here's the other story about a coin I found. I found a trime, didn't know what it was. And somebody in there said something about a book. Now, this goes back to, this is probably 1999. I had a Radio Shack metal detector. And that trime, I never seen a coin. I thought it was a fake. I just thought it was some fake coin. I didn't know what it was. Well, what I had done is I'd found some other Civil War buttons and things, and I put them in a little display, and I went to the flea market, and I think I sold that display for about $15, the entire display. Now that was probably 1999, but it was not until 5-6 years later that I was thumbing through a book where it literally had the picture of that Trime on there, and I was like, "Hey, I found that coin." And then I remembered what I did with it. I thought it was a fake, some kind of fake something. I didn't know what it was.
Oh man,
They're so different compared to how all our other coins look. They are kind of weird looking.
Yep. I thought it was a toke, and it's like, oh, there's no way this is, this isn't real. And just, that was my inexperience in those days when it come to, and I didn't know another digger in the world. I didn't know any at that time. Didn't know anybody that did what I did.
Well, Scott, let me warn you, when you dig your first real,
oh,
you're probably going to think it's a play coin.
I'm going to what?
You're going to think it's a play coin, a Spanish real.
Yep.
When I dug my first one, I thought it was a play coin.
I didn't even know what mine was. I dug it and I was like, flipped up out of the dirt, and John's like, "Oh my gosh." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Dude, you know what you just dug?" I was like, "No."
Golly. See, I'm just sitting here. It just dawned on me that I had on the wagon trail, I had a corner piece that it might have been a cut real, and I was cleaning. I said, I don't know why this thing sounds so good, because I hadn't had that the max, but maybe I've had it now 4 years. But at that time, I hadn't had that max. But I couldn't get it cleaned up, and it was at night, and I never saw anything on it, but it was giving me the most solid signal, and it was a corner, and it just dawned on me that I stuck that in my pocket, and I don't know what happened to it. And so I might have actually found a cut and don't even know it.
Yep.
So
probably did. They cut a lot of them.
You see, little D, you do still find better stuff in Georgia. I have to be envious of all you guys, and so I just don't even know what to say.
Your wife says you lose everything.
That much is true, and part of that, and she don't give me enough credit for the fact that when I got bit by that tick and I wound up in the hospital. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I'm not I'm never going to be a rocket scientist. I know that. I was never meant to be a doctor. I know that, and I might be a little bit airheaded. But I was never so absent-minded. And after that tick bite, I'm telling you, that was the most awful time. And I still have spurts of it. And I know part of it's age, and that's what you'll say. You're getting older. But, I mean, it's one thing to forget you got up to go to the bathroom because you got distracted by a cup on the sink. But it's another thing to be actively doing something and forget what you're doing. And I'm telling you, I forgot what I was doing at times. And still to this day, I have
that video. Yeah, I remember
relapses of that.
Brain fog is what it's called. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I do tend to lose things. Yeah, I do.
You said you lost shit before the tick bite.
Go away, lady.
Them ticks are nasty little boogers.
Bree, I remember
they
that
are.
Too. Yeah.
They give me the heebie-jeebies.
The meningitis left. Look, metal detectors. That's the thing, is they diagnosed me with leukemia. They diagnosed me with scarlet fever, rheumatic fever, meningitis. I had pneumonia. Every time we were in the hospital they diagnosed me with something different.
Oh my goodness.
And I go, no, don't go back to the Legos.
Process.
It was
awful.
I
know you were going through it for a long time,
and
with different diagnoses.
Typically, it takes them a while to try to figure it out, because it's not like one of those things that's the first thing they go on to. Not unless you come to the hospital and you got it in a bag or something. You're like, this bit me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I felt like a guinea pig is what I felt like. And to this day, I have the hardest time even thinking about going to the doctor for anything, because I felt like a guinea pig. That's all I felt like.
Mm-hmm. I always say
probably right, Stephen.
There's nothing wrong with you until you go see the doctor.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's no telling what's wrong with you.
Exactly.
Well, this.
I think I'm surprised though that they didn't I mean, with how prevalent tick-borne illness is now, especially like here in West Virginia, Lyme disease, if you knew you were bit by a tick, you can just go to the doctor and tell them you were, and they'll put you on antibiotics for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that it took them that long to think of that with you.
Well, until the infectious disease came into the Huntsville hospital, they still didn't know. When we got there, for one, I was laying in the emergency room lobby floor, and they kept telling me, "Sir, you can't lay here." And I just told them, and my poor wife, I mean, bless her heart, she was having put up with a lot. And I just said, "Well, you're going to have to get somebody who's man enough to come and get me out of the floor because I can't get up at this point." But when they put the thermometer, the one in my mouth, and I was 98.9. When they when they did the one on my skin temperature was 107. And every time they tried to put the heart pieces tried to stick them to me, they'd just melt and they'd fall off my chest because my exterior body temperature was so. And I could tell that they were looking at me like I was on something, like, you know. And I said, "Look, I don't use drugs. I don't even drink anymore. There's something wrong with me. Please do something." And so I sit there. I think it didn't count if the doctor doesn't for me. Yeah, bless your heart is right. She has to put up with me every day. Because I might look like a hero to y'all, but she don't look at me like that. So, but when it come to the 2 days after being in the intensive care, the infectious disease coming.
Let's go! You just got a galaxy, buddy.
I did.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know the gifts were coming to me, so I didn't know that. I assumed they're going to, our host here. So thank you.
Our followers, they spread the joy. They spread the gifts around.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's cool. Man, this is the first time I've ever done this. The only person I ever been live with was my wife because all I ever gets those invites to do battles. I don't know what that is. I got no idea.
Yeah, it's annoying.
To me, it's annoying. It's like I would love to go live with someone who's digging. Mm-hmm. I probably can't shut up to give them a time to talk, but
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well. Yeah, I'm waiting for my wife's comment on that statement right there.
She said you're my hero.
Yeah, but about the about me not giving true that. See, I knew she was going to say something about not giving time to talk. Y'all would think that I was really sociable, but outside of her and on TikTok, I hate the hardest thing. I don't like. We hadn't been to church together, but a few times because I don't like small talk. I don't like how you doing today. How's your wife? How's your kids? I'm just not sociable. I'm really not. And so I'm as quiet as at work. I work with the same 5 guys. I don't converse about their home life, their health, their kids, their family, their dog. I might talk to them about digging. That's it. Nothing is work. We're here to work. That's it. And I go home. And she says I have the gift of gab, but not when it comes to personally. So I was worried about doing this when it comes down to it.
Oh, you're doing great.
You don't talk too much.
Emily, I wouldn't think about you talking too much at all. I've been trying to get you to go live because I was hoping you were going to go live today, the other day while you were at that event, because I was going to try to get you to go live with me.
I was lucky enough to talk to Emily on Saturday.
Lucky.
Oh, really?
Lucky.
She's like, "Here, this young lady wants to talk to you," and I was like, "Who is this?" And she's like, "This is Emily." I'm like, "What?" It was really cool.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, Brad, my knowledge though has to be my knowledge is book reading, so it's not my experience is in Hard Knocks. I just like when you guys talk about drape bust and you talk about these other coins and things, I have to go Google that because I don't find that I've never found any, so therefore I don't know what they're going to look like when I find one, and I'm probably going to look like an idiot when I finally do because I'm not going to know what it is. I'm going to be like, well, there's a penny, it's a dime, it's a quarter, and I don't. That's all I know. I don't know what it is.
See, now, I personally, I do that when you guys are digging stuff like that. There's been a couple times when Emily's in here. There's videos Emily posts. I have no idea what the heck she's showing. So I've got to do this.
Field, right?
Right. I've got to go look it up because I don't know. And that's That's one of the big reasons why we started the show, is to be able to see what people are digging from around the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's an incredible idea. So yeah, every bit of it, I do.
Hey, so what's the
And
deal
it's-
with the sign behind you?
Yeah.
What's that?
Emily was talking about that earlier too. She wanted to.
That's my DirtSifter sign.
Oh, it does. It says
gotcha.
Dirt Shifter.
Okay, now I see it.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's some of the rusty relics I found at some point or another. I got barrels full of them.
That is
I
so
saved my
cool.
stuff too. I want to do something with it.
Matter of fact, that right there, there's 2 or 3 tools up there that are 1800s tools.
Yeah, Emily made a sign like that too out of her relics.
Well, where do you think I got the idea? I don't have anything original.
Knew it.
She had sent me, I think before she shared it, I think she sent me a picture of it or something, and I was like, well, I got to have that. So,
Yep.
so yeah, I
She's an
made one.
influencer.
I've never had an original thought, I don't guess. So, no, and that's mainly because I'm a blueprint guy. If you, you hand me a blueprint, I can build anything, but don't ask me to design nothing. I can put it together. Give me anything, I can put it together, but don't ask me to design it, because y'all be there. You've been waiting a long time for that print. Doug, is that are they on TikTok? Somebody just messaged me the other day and said they make jewelry, or they were actually in the live and they said they make jewelry out of arrowheads. I don't know about that, sweetheart. I don't know.
That's really neat. I save my pieces of pottery, some of them that I find that are just really different, and hopefully I can figure out something to do with them someday.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I've saved some,
Thank
but then I'm like, what the heck did I bring this home for? What am I going to make with it?
Yeah.
Well,
Then it just
when
sits
it comes to the pottery, I love finding that stuff, but I saw someone, they basically laminated the pottery amongst the other finds and stuff. I think they had actually sealed it with an epoxy, a clear epoxy, so that it stayed, almost like you'd do a tabletop. But this was something that was movable, and I think they were going to use it for cutting board or something. I thought, hey, wait a minute, I like that.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
If it's pretty stuff. But yeah, see, I'm never going to think of that. But if I see it, I'm like, hey, I like that. So in my home, my wife's cutting board's probably going to have some rust relics, maybe an arrowhead, and it's going to be epoxy, and that's going to be her cutting board. She don't know it yet, but she does now.
That's a good idea.
Pottery. You found a piece
acrylic
the other
tabletop.
day.
There you go, acrylic. Yeah, see, I don't know what it was, but if any of us, if you got coins, it's not going to go up in value. Put coin in there, put some rusty relics in there, put stuff that we can't display otherwise, because it's not something that is like a conversation piece. Well, it can become one if we just do something like that. So there's my suggestion for tonight, and maybe I'll be the first to put some up together.
Like a relic table.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
And we actually we've got a rolling table that we use to prepare meals and stuff. And I could actually go ahead and do that. Hey, thank you for the cowboy hat.
So Scott, the other day I was watching, and you found a piece of pottery that had paint on it. And you were pretty excited.
Yes, I was excited, because that's what I've been looking for, is something that had any other color than what I find. I wished I had it here. I don't. But when I took it home, I washed it, and every time I wash it, that yellow color just really jumps out. But the immediate that it dries up, that color disappears, but it's in there. And the guy that came in and said they didn't make yellow pottery, he's right. They probably didn't make yellow clay pottery, but they did color with it. And that's the only color I've ever found on any. And I've found bits and pieces through the years, there's a piece of pottery that I knew was Native American, but most of it's just jet black, or it's black and red with no color. And it's almost like the red is more because it was in the fire than it's actually been painted or decorated. It's it's non-decorative pottery that I always find. And that piece is decorated. So that means something to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I found a piece that's got paint on it, or it's got a decor on it of some kind.
What was it? I think Steven said it was a buffalo.
What's that?
Stephen Fagan said it was a buffalo.
I don't know. Not a buffalo. Stephen Jenkins said that?
Bison, right?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
No, I don't
I
know.
saw it. Yeah, I couldn't see the
I
image.
haven't
I just saw
even.
the
I
color.
haven't seen any real design. Just the fact that it had color to it, and that was exciting for me. And the fact that it was throughout all the years, I probably hadn't found 50 pieces of pottery that was Native American, and I knew there's a lot in this area because I read a book about probably 10 years ago about one of the local small towns called Boaz, Alabama. Well, they had talked about and there you can still find some that's called Marshall County pottery. The Native American Cherokee taught those early settlers here how to make pottery, and it's called Sand Mountain Pottery. Well, they started stamping their name, but it was actually the Native Americans showed them. And but other than that, I'd never even seen any with color, and not here, just in people's videos and stuff.
Right.
My mouth is dry because I'm sitting on this pile of dusty dirt, and it is dusty. I've got dust. I don't know if it's coming in the camera, but I got dust and dirt coming up. And so
Yeah, that piece of pottery had coils. I could see like the lines, where they had layered it. Like,
yep, and
that's
that's
cool.
basically like finger grooves as they're spinning it.
Yes.
However they do it or whatever they do, they got those grooves, and it's always on the inside. I've noticed that.
right. Yeah, that was really cool.
And we actually found right down there, we found another piece of pottery that I'd never found before too. But it's out of a different material. It is gray, and I actually saw the finger marks on the outside of it, and it's
Wow.
gray. So it's something I've never found before too. And that means the pile that I'm sitting on is probably loaded. Thank you guys. Hey, Stephen, I did send you an invite tonight. So you were the first one or I would say this year for sure, the only invite I ever sent out was tonight, and I sent it to you because of your encouraging message that you sent me. So I sure appreciate it.
That's just really neat to find something that is that old that you can physically see where someone touched, like their hand marks and their finger marks are still on it. That's so cool.
I think so too. That's why I've always wanted to find a hammered coin, and unless I get out of Alabama, I'm probably never going to. But just because I know somebody put a hammer to that thing, and
Right.
who knows when it was touched the last time. And if it were just about age, well, then I'm sitting on the oldest stuff I'm probably ever going to find. It's not always just about the age. What story does it tell? And that's what a lot of times you guys that watch me, I'm telling a story a lot of times of poverty. When I'm at an old home site here in Alabama, I know about what I'm going to find some mason jar lids. I'm going to find some busted. I'm hoping to find a full jar, but
Right.
But the chances are, is I'm telling a story of what was in impoverished people because there's two permissions I've got where there is an old home that had two chimneys. I know because I found the stones, nothing left of the places. But that was how you knew Alabama riches. If they could afford, because your rock fireplace was the most expensive thing in the home or of the home at that time. And so if you find two fireplaces, okay, these people might have actually had some. Well, I don't get that very often, not in the areas that I can dig. If you go down South Alabama, that's what I really should differentiate is South Alabama to North Alabama, because around Montgomery and Mobile, those plantations and people were rich. But that was not Native American territory. I didn't realize how much. So I had to go down to Tuskegee, and which is south of Montgomery, Alabama. I don't remember how far down it was, but between there and Mobile, I was in the rural areas. My goodness, there were still plantation homes that were still standing. They're early 1800s, maybe mid 1800s, and these were, I'm talking the fertilest farm fields I'd about ever seen, and they were probably like there's 2,000 acres on one side of the house, 2,000 on the other side,
Wow.
4,000 or 5,000 acres across the road with old barns standing, and that was probably someone who was mega rich, and there was a lot of those down there. And I was over close to the Mississippi border too, so I know the cotton there those were rich people
I would love
during
to
those
see
times.
one of those plantation homes. I bet it's just amazing.
What is that?
To the plantation homes that are still standing, the old ones.
Yes, absolutely. And the one thing is, because I'm a carpenter, I did get to work on the oldest house in North Alabama about 15 years ago.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
And this place, now it was not up kept good, and I always hoped and prayed that that house would go up for sale and I'd be able to buy it. Because, for one, it had slave graves right next to the house that were
Wow.
still had the headstones. The sandstone, you knew they were slave graves because of the sandstone headstones. And then the family cemetery was on the other side of the house. But this house had the in Marshall County, Alabama. It's overlooking Lake Gunnersville, or on Lake Gunnersville. It was the first house in Alabama that had indoor plumbing. And but the thing about it was that with the indoor plumbing is they had put a water line coming off the mountain that run into a trough on the back porch of the house that was still running. The
Whoa.
water was running into a trough on the back of the house, and then it went into a pipe to go in the house. But that water today was still running. Well, that house was built in 1836, I
Wow.
believe, 1838, somewhere right in there. And it was still standing. Well, when I get under the house, I've got to go under this house to work on it. I crawl in they had built, a lot later, they had built just a, makeshift, basically, way to get under it. The entire foundation had 1800s bottles that were sitting on top of the foundation all the way around.
Oh, cool.
Oh
And
my
what
goodness.
was and then I go in the house. Now this has got the original staircase. It's got everything in the house is just original with just I'm gonna say furniture from the 1980s. Because the man that had inherited the house, it was his wife's family inherited it from. But when I go in the house, there was a hand drawn map of my hometown and Lake Gunnersville before the dam was ever built, and where the Indian reservations were, or where the Indian villages were at, and how to get in from Tennessee, how to get to this county from Tennessee. And it was a hand drawn map, and it was hanging on the wall in a picture frame.
That's amazing.
And well, I wanted so bad. I was like, this owner was, he was in a power chair. So I knew he had no idea there's going to be bottles in there. He's got, if I weren't a Christian man, I would have loaded every bottle under there because they were all cork tops. Half of them still had corks in them.
Oh,
Wow.
oh
And
my
you
goodness.
could see them. They were apothecary bottles. They were just all. Well, that means too that was actually a rich home, and it was pre-Civil War rich home. And the other thing is that spring. I forgot to say that part. The spring that come down into the trough on the back porch that went in the house. It came out of the house and went into a spring pool next to the house. And it was so clear, crystal clear. There were two catfish that were about 20 pounds apiece in that pond.
Oh
And they
my
were swimming
goodness.
around, but the water was so crystal clear. I mean, you could have seen the microbacteria. That water was so clear and so clean.
That's
And
Oh
awesome.
my.
all the 80s farm equipment was still sitting in the barn. I'm talking about the mule plow stuff, they're still sitting in the barn like they've not been touched.
Oh my
And
goodness. That's like a museum.
it
Mm-hmm.
should have been a museum, and the house was getting run down. But it was it's called the White Elephant, and that is the oldest house still standing in North Alabama. And I did get to work on it, and I haven't even been by it because that was one of the things. If you ever see me, I'm like, Lord, if you don't want nobody else to have that place, that's the one I want right there, and that's the one I want. I still do. I don't know if it's still standing today, but I would sure take it. And that's
Dang.
part of the reason too. Back all that. That's probably been 25 years ago. Yeah, I guess it was. That's probably right when I started metal detecting. About that same time.
You
About
didn't
the
get
year
any of the bottles then?
1999, 2000.
You didn't take any of the bottles?
Nope. Nope. Because I would just, I just met the man. I figured I would do more work on the house. Maybe I'd build a relationship with him and then say, hey, do you. And we went back there one day. He wasn't there and never went back again. I think I actually worked on it maybe 2.5 days, and we never saw him again. We went to the house, worked on the house, and left.
Wow.
Mm.
I wish some of
You're a
those
good
houses.
person because I'm sure there's people who would not be as honest as you.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Well, no. I had to fight that temptation through prayer because I'm not. I wanted to load up everything in that house. because it was the portraits were from the 1800s. The portraits in the house. The piano in the house was from there was a one like you'd see in the bar scene, not like one of the big grand pianos, but one of the little narrow ones was against the wall, and it was. I mean, I didn't know a lot back then, but I mean, it was obvious from the 1800s, and it was still sitting in the house. And a good portion of the furniture, and I don't mean like, oh, we bought this antique furniture to look good. It was still there from the original owners and stuff.
Holy cow!
Basically, an untouched. Just like the barns. And I didn't go in the barn because I thought I'm going to clean this barn out if I go in here. So I went in and all I did was just look in the edge, and I could see all this equipment that is like, I mean, the harnesses from the mules are still hanging on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, for real, it was like, this place is amazing. Oh, and there's a saddle in there with I don't know that it was silver, but a shiny horn on a saddle that's hanging there. And you can tell the leather is so old that it is literally falling. And here's this shiny, which I figure is a silver saddle horn still sitting on the saddle.
Goodness gracious.
That's wild.
It was wild. And now I'm ready to go back. I'm going to have to go back and knock on the door and say, hey, can I dig in your yard? That's
yeah. Imagine what's hiding there, Scott.
Oh my
God. You saw the inside of it.
Well, and it was sitting. Part of the property was underwater now because of the lake. As a matter of fact, a large part of the property would have been underwater because of the lake. But there's probably, I was guessing at the time, I would guess that was about 4,000 acre ownership there from that one home. The slave graves, so I wouldn't. I guess I should have said there wasn't like 4 or 5. There was about 50. Well, that means that was over a long period of time, right. If they had 50 graves there. And then the family themselves, there was probably, I mean, it looked like a church cemetery. There were so many graves around that house, or on each side of that house.
So it's been there for a good long time.
It had been there for a long time. Matter of fact, it ought to be historically protected, to be honest, but it's still private ownership as far as I know.
Did you see what Emily said?
You'll knock on the door, Little D. If you'll go with me now, me and you might go knock on the door because I don't see.
No one will say no to her.
They're more likely to turn me down. I know that much.
She'll get it for you.
She'll get the information. That's what I'm talking about. That was one of the things that I made so many mistakes early in the way I presented myself to ask permissions. I made so many mistakes, and I couldn't understand. I kept thinking, man, people are just jerks.
I have to.
But it really wasn't. It was the way I presented myself was the biggest problem. And, it's like, hey, I want to dig in your yards, and who wants anybody digging their yard? But, once I changed that habit, I had a lot better success of, way I presented myself.
We all learn,
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, when it comes to the permission part of it, me, if I can, I'll build a relationship with them before I ever ask them. And that's the hardest thing. But if it's something you really want bad enough, I've made a point to run into them, talk to them about nothing to do with that, and then in a passing conversation, let them know what I do, and then later ask for permission. That's worked better, but it's not. It takes up a lot of time sometimes.
Yes. Oh, by the way, yes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I've been thinking about your place. You ever find anything in the dirt? This permission came easy enough. This guy, my wife and I, we are full-time RVers and probably will be at least this year. We've been doing it now for a couple of years, but this is basically a guy's farm, and he's only got 10 spots, so it's nice. I mean, we got real seclusion, but he said, hey, you can go down that mountain. We own some property there. You can hike, do whatever. And I was like, oh, really? Well, that's not the moment that I asked him. I waited, just even though I pay him money for a lot rent. I didn't even ask him then. I was just like, well, hey, I may take you up on that. Probably 3 to 4 weeks of me, seeing him went by. And then that's when I hit him. I said, hey, I said, let me tell you what I do. As a hobby, I metal detect, love digging in the dirt, especially in wooded areas, You think you be anything down here? And he said, I don't know, but you help yourself. And I said, got you. I got it. I'll take this. But I did have to go back and tell him about the Native American stuff because I wore my conscience over this. because I was finding so much. I was like, he's got no idea what's down here. And so I called him. I've called him twice. So if he ever gets mad at me about it, I gave him 2 opportunities to tell me to stop, because the fact is there's so much here. And matter of fact, when I come out of the woods Sunday, he was on his golf cart riding around, and I have my backpack and my gear on, and then we stop and talk for a minute. Permission over 300 acres from the 1800s. Hey, I'll go with you digging up New York. I don't know when I'll be up New York next, but anyway, I said, hey, he said, you find anything? And I said, well, I haven't been metal detecting as much. I said, but I am getting Native American artifacts. And I thought, here it goes. He's fixing to tell me to stop, Never says a word. He said, what's good? And I'm like, okay. I said, you know what? I gave you 2 chances to shut me down. You hadn't done it. So here we are.
What were you hoping to find?
What's that?
What were you thinking you were going to find?
When I started doing this, I came here because, and it goes back to my memory sucks, but when I read stuff that may have to do with treasure, I remember it. But one of the things I had read 20 plus years ago is this particular area that I'm sitting in today, that during the Prohibition, there was moonshining going on and a lot of bootleggers around here. And that they had hiding out in some of the caves and dens and stuff, because there was a lot of springs around here. And I thought, well, okay, I'll see if he's got any. And well, it took all of 20 minutes to find, okay, here's a den. And then I started finding stuff, but I found like a double-headed axe and a log wedge and stuff like that. And then that silver spoon. But I was coming under these things thinking that sooner or later there's going to have been, somebody camped out under here. Well, then all of a sudden it was Native American stuff,
That's crazy.
That's
and
a
there's
really
still
cool
places.
area,
Matter of
though.
fact, part of the research too was not just it's still not blind luck in the sense, because I do a lot of map study, and there is there's an old map of the bottom of this canyon where there's a creek, and I believe there's an old wagon road where they had to cross that creek down low, and then they continued on to the Tennessee River. And I believe it's down there. I don't get service down there, but that's my next plan is when I guess I get to where I'm okay, I've had enough of this for a while. I'm going down this mountain, and I'm going to see if I find another wagon road like that, because that would have been not necessarily, or not it could have been a trade route, but it could have been, because even though we didn't have any real Civil War era stuff, they did move through here a lot along the Tennessee. And I'm probably 20 something minutes from Lake Guntersville. And the only real thing happened in Guntersville is Guntersville was bombed to the ground. I mean, every building in it was leveled, but that was from a Union gunboat or a Union ship. And they fired from the boat. As far as I know, there was men never even left the ship, and they basically leveled Guntersville, the town. Well, this could have been a route they were using, and that's what I'm hoping is because I found that map with that what I believe is going to be another wagon road, and the fact that I'm thinking
really
there would
cool stuff.
What's that?
I said that could lead to some really cool finds.
It could, yeah, and I'm hoping that's going to be the case, because I don't think there would be any reason they would have came here. They would have just came down over there, crossed that creek, and then went to the river. So I'm hoping this was an early route down there. And you guys have to forgive me, because if anybody was commenting to me, I've been thinking the whole time you guys would have just been commenting to Andrew or whoever. So. Hey, John, I'm going to be digging here, you guys. I don't know how long I'll go, because for one, I didn't bring any water with me. But I'm going to go for probably, when we get done here, I'll probably dig for about an hour. It'll be 9 o'clock my time, and then I'll call it. So if anybody wants to hang out after this is over, and I'm on, I still don't know what's at the bottom of that hole from 2 years ago. Brad?
Me too, Brad.
Everybody wants to know. And here's the thing, and that's what I told everybody the other day, is I think that's when I was getting sick. Because otherwise, y'all heard my machine. It's a Max. It's not, some cheap machine. There's something there. It's either it's a darn cannon or it's something in that hole because the only target I dug that was that deep with that same machine was a 15-pound sledgehammer from the 1800s. And that thing is deep target, and it's there. My machine picked it up time and time and time again. But I think too, that's when I was getting sick and delirious. And we hit that one night. We hit 1,000,000 likes that night, and I gained 2,000 followers that single night during that dig.
Whoa.
And didn't find a thing. So that shows every one of us that, for one thing, if
Emily,
you don't have to find anything, because I gained 2,000 people that night and didn't find nothing. We dug and dug and dug. And so I really wonder, because as much prayer as I put in it, the Lord just said, I'm going to scramble his brains a little bit and make him chase his tail. And as I'm chasing my tail, he answered my prayer. And then, I don't know. It's 4 more inches is right. Matter of fact, we were about to have T-shirts printed, 4 more inches. And what else? 2 or 3 different things we were going to have T-shirts printed. And kind of wished I'd have done it, but I was delirious after that. That was just like, that was
we need
where
to
I
get
was
to the
going.
boom baby on that hole.
As you're doggone right. So when we go back, and I'm hoping, like I said, I've got a house, I'm starting something new this week, but we got a lock and key house in that area that's probably 15 minutes away. Well, that's going to take me some time. I'll do the carpentry on it. I'll do the trim carpentry on it. There's a lot of work I won't be doing on the house, but there's a lot that I will. And even when I'm not doing it, I'll have to oversee a good part of it. So I'll be moving back and forth in that area, and I'll have to pass it basically to get there. So we'll be whooping into the wagon trail, and I'll be like tonight. I'll be, give me that, because that's on top of that mountain. It's not hard to get to, but there is something in that stupid hole. There's something in there.
Wasn't there a big kitty cat in that area too?
Yes, there
you were always looking out for.
Yep, you will see me. You will too see me, because you're going with me. We're going to move over that way, I think. But yes, and the thing is because we don't have a big populace, and those things, how reclusive they are. But that, as soon as I saw that paw print, it was nothing I'd ever seen before. But it was about that big around, and it was cat. It was feline, and you could tell it looked like a typical cat paw, except for it's that big around. And then it was that same night, or after we saw it, everybody in the camera, and there's some guy goes in there, ain't no doubt that's a leopard. That's a mountain lion. And I was like, we don't have mountain lions. Here you've got a black panthers basically. And they're a mountain lion, but they're not like what you see up, in California and other places. But still, that paw print was so big, and it was like, man, that's scary. And then we see it, and it's black panther, and I could see the ears. And I thought, well, really, I can't say with 100% certainty it was either a black bear. It has to be a black panther, because the paw print. The paw was not right for a bear. So it had to be. And we saw its den, and I'm digging around its den before I realize what I'm in.
Forget that.
I'll go when it's warmer. You need to be going with me right now. It is warm out here. I'm sitting here in a T-shirt. I mean, how good is that? I'm outside. I got dirt in my feet, and it's warm out here.
And here we are sitting in our houses in hoodies and sweatshirts.
Yeah.
I'm freezing.
I wish, why can't they put the stuff you guys got in y'all's ground down here, and y'all could just come down here and dig in the winter, and I can dig and find some of the stuff y'all find. I need y'all's ground down here. That's what I need.
Just go see Emily.
Yeah.
Little dirt digger.
The only time I've dealt with what y'all deal with is I moved to Michigan back in 98, I think, and I worked up there in construction. And if you didn't have footers dug by November, that's it. You're done. And so if you're a home builder, November, because if it does start to really fall off in temperature November, well, the ground by December, that's hard as a rock, and you can't dig anything, and you certainly can't pour concrete in the ground that's froze solid. So I never knew how they, you had to have a lot of work lined up.
Yep.
Oh, me. I'm trying to see y'all's comments.
Scott, have you gone live with anybody before?
Never. Except for my wife. That's it.
Okay.
And I would. So if y'all ever see me live, you guys don't hesitate. I just only invitations I ever get are those stupid,
Battle.
I don't know if they're Taiwanese or, just some foreign person whose language I don't understand, and it's saying so-and-so, go live with so-and-so, and I get so irritated because it covers up my chat, and I can't read and I don't know how to get rid of it. So
yeah.
Jimbo Diggs. I forgot that. Jimbo, you and there's another guy messaged me a couple of days ago, and he said that I was his hero because he's been metal detecting for 3 years now. And man, I appreciate you guys letting me know that.
Hey, Scott.
I sold Rob a Go Nova. Yeah, I don't know who all there. Here's the thing: you guys may not know that, but in January and February of 25, that's when my wife and I were in so much financial trouble because she had been toting the bill for so long. I mean, we lost my income, and she had toted the bill for so long, and I got one of those Go Novas free because I had enough followers, and I'd never tried to sell anything, and I got the thing as a decent machine. Well, I sold enough. I made in February, I made like $2,900 off TikTok selling those things. And then in
Nice.
February, I made like $2,600 or $2,800 selling those things.
Goodness.
But then I had in January of December the 25th of 24, I threw all the medicine in the garbage, every bit of it. And I just said, that's it, God, I've had enough. Either, I'll die without the medication. If I'm going to die, I'm just done. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being sick. So either you're going to take care of me or I'm finished. Well, in January and February, I sat home selling metal detectors while she had to go to work again and pay all the bills. In March, I got better, and I've been better. I got so busy with work from March till December the 25th of this past year. I haven't even gone live. So, and now I'm doing it again and feel healthier than I did 15 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I did lie to you, and that's pretty rare for me to lie, but. I remember specifically on New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, she said, "Did you take your medicine?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I did," and I hadn't taken it since Christmas Day. I'd thrown it all away, or I did just basically threw it in a lunch cooler that I'd quit using, and I just isolated it. I wasn't taking it anymore. I'd had enough, and I had for you men, you know what it's like if you lose your ability to make a living, your manhood goes out the window, and you be a Christian, you could be an atheist. It doesn't make any difference. You're something else. It's like if you lose your ability to make a living, I didn't feel like a man anymore. It didn't matter what I did. I was in a state of depression, and that beautiful woman had to put up with it every day for almost 2 years. Watching the cave dive, yeah. I'm a workaholic. I will go crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty much that way because you see how active I can be doing this. Well, I'm at work 5 times as bad because I got 5 guys who don't know exactly what to do unless I'm there to let them know. Faith is the size of a mustard seed. I'm gonna tell you, I better not say it like that. I got plenty of faith. I don't have plenty of faith that I'm a man worthy of God's attention, and therefore I don't think I just expected I'd crawl into a hole and die or something. But I mean, it put me and that gorgeous woman in such a fix that I didn't know if I'd ever dig again, honestly. And I thought, well, maybe I can sit home selling metal detectors and make a living somehow. And the thing is I tried to go out and use them, and I did. But then I'd start feeling bad. But it took really to March. Once I quit taking the medicine, and in March it was just like hey, I feel pretty good. And I went to work, and I haven't looked back. So now we're doing this, and it's on a work night, and I'm gonna dig for an extra hour after we're done tonight. Thank you, Jesus is right. Josh, I use most of the time I use the AT Max. Which I have several, but yeah, if I'm serious about it, I'm using my AT Max. I've used that Pro Go Nova. I've used it right here. I mean, that's a good machine. It's better. Matter of fact, I've got an old, what is it, a Bounty Hunter 2 sharpshooter, I think. Mm-hmm. It's better than that one. And that Go Nova costs about $120. And I think I paid for that sharpshooter at the time. I paid like $350 for the package. So good. It's a good machine for the most part. But I will, and matter of fact, I'll use it more when I don't want it to get beat up because my Max, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I mean, it ain't like I've got, $800,000 just throw around all the time. I've got it in the budget to replace it when I need to, but at this point, mine's ready to replace. So, and matter of fact, what do you guys, I don't even know what all you guys swing. What do you swing, Andrew?
I have a Deus 2.
Oh, do you?
I also have a Deus 2.
What about you, Flex? John?
Well, I have a couple Noctas. I have a Simplex and I have a Legend, and then but I primarily swing this Deus too.
Got you.
Yep.
Well, I'm so in tune, and because I wear hearing aids, I don't know that I'll change from a Garrett because, this will be my next one will be the fourth Garrett I've owned. I'm so familiar with the sounds, because sound is just as much as number and the way it reacts. And so I've been really scared to try. I kind of want to try something else, but at the same time, I'm scared that, and I watch a lot where people are using, different machines, and I'm thinking, am I going to pick up on what they're hearing, what they're seeing? Because I've gotten all digs iron anyway, so it really shouldn't matter. Might as well just buy something new to try it because most of what I'm on dig's iron. Most people switching to the Manicore. I got you.
Well, do you use headphones ever?
I don't because I wear hearing aids. They make them like if you cover the microphone, they squeal, and so they go to squealing.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And here's something else. I told you Gunnersville, and it just made me think. Gunnersville was bombarded, and it was burnt, or basically burnt to the ground. What was burnt to the ground, what was bombarded, is underwater now from the Lake Gunnersville, and it's not deep water. So I've started thinking, I've had my Max submerged, but I've never taken it, 3-4 feet under. And that's something I'm going to look into, is a machine that you can collapse down to its lowest setting or shortest setting and go in the water and yet still use it on land. That I don't, because I worry a little bit about submerging one, say 6 feet of water very long. My Max, I'm not worried if it's in a foot of water for, while I'm using it and drop it in the water. But about submerging it, for a long period of time, I'm worried. And I don't want to have to buy one that I spend a lot of extra money to go in the water, because I'm thinking about going in the Gunnersville Lake down where that bombardment took place. Hey, Betty Crawford, appreciate you coming in. And Rob in New York, you say Garrett rules. See, I wished I had more experience with other machines, because I can't say, I can say for me personally, I just understand the Garrett better. And therefore I've been reluctant to try anything else.
Rob's saying you can take the Garrett Vortex in the water.
See, that's what I was thinking, because I hadn't been really ready to buy it yet, but I was thinking about the Vortex. So,
that's right. Yeah, Emily,
you submerged yours all the time, little D. Yeah. See, because I'm thinking I may actually go 7-8 feet of water and get a scuba mask and actually dive in that part of the. And that's a little bit of map research I found, so I ain't going to say too much, just in case one of the 38 people happens to be a little bit more local, because it being burnt to the ground. And I found some stuff years ago right over here, and the water's right here, and I'm thinking right there they ought to be a lot of stuff, cannonballs.
You've always been protective of your locations. Ever since I've watched you.
I have, just because that one guy ruined it for me though, but maybe he actually helped me because when you spend 15 years trying to find good ground, and you get denied, or you get permission and you don't find nothing that's worth, even so much as, oh, hey, I found this today. Well, whoop-de-doo, When you go through that for years and you do a lot of research and realize, okay, I need to put my thinking cap on, and then you spend a lot of time in prayer, and now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, I like you, but what? There's a lot of stuff right here, and I don't want you to find it. So I've gotten pretty stingy about it. But that one guy that was on the wagon trail, he scared me, because it wasn't just, he was sending me private messages, and he had it down to a circle of where I was. He was like, are you near this? And I was 2 miles away. And it scared me. I was like, this guy, and I was telling him, no, you're not coming. I don't want you. I don't need you, nothing. And he got within 2 miles of me and saying, hey, I'm coming through. And he named the store, and he was about 4 miles from me. And me telling him, no, I don't know you. You're not coming here. I was a little scared. I had a stalker predator or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird.
He spends a lot of time on Google Earth. I do.
There's a question from Digging New York. If you found silver dollars before, how many?
Me?
Yep.
Two silver dollars.
Two. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
That's
I heard
it.
about the one. What was the other one?
That was let me think. Ooh, me. 1902, I think. I don't even have any more because for years I gave any silver I'd find. Matter of fact, when me and my wife first got married, in the yard of the house we rented in Fort Payne, I found a 32 silver quarter, uh, a 38 Buffalo nickel, and another silver coin there. I gave every bit of away. I'll just give it away. So I can't. I know I found. I believe it was a 1902, and I gave it away.
Nice.
Morgan, right? Yeah, I think that's a Morgan.
Yeah, it's a Morgan.
Yeah, I believe it was. And I did have a collection of Morgans at one time. I had the oldest Morgan I had, but I didn't find it. The 1902 I found. Matter of fact, and that was something else. Is I gave it away as I used to give him my son. I give him any. Gave him all my pocket knives, and then I'd give him any silver, and he may still have it if because especially when he went to Germany, I loaded him up, and I had about 5 Morgan dollars, and one came from my grandmother. As a matter of fact, now that you've asked me, I'm going to have to ask my son. Her because she gave me one of her birth years. She was born in 1921. She gave me a 1921 Morgan dollar, and I gave it to him. And so I wonder if he still got it.
What gets you most excited, Scott, digging wise?
Most excited what?
The thing that you like to find the most, or the best thing you've ever found.
The best thing I ever found, most certainly, was those British military buttons. Not the most valuable, and so, but to find them here in Alabama, and that's the whole story behind that, is the fact that there's not even documented history of where, say, there were British soldiers in anywhere in Alabama at any point in time in history. And so they know they were skirmishes scattered out throughout North Alabama during that time. They do not know where any of them took place. There's nothing that says in this town or outside of this town that took place. And so for me to find I think we ended up finding 6 British military buttons, but then the projectiles that go with it. When you find 40 of the ones I was finding was the 30 caliber mini balls or round balls, and what else? There was a larger caliber. I can't remember, but I probably got 30 or 40 of them off that site. Well, when you put all that together, well, that means I probably have the only exact known location of British military soldiers having fired their weapons during either the War of 1812, and that's what I can't do, or whether it was the French Indian period, 7 years. So
That's awesome.
What about Revolutionary?
Or excuse me, that's what I'm trying to say. It's revolutionary. Yeah. The War of 1812 Revolutionary War, because the buttons I found, they started about the 1770 and they quit using them in 1814. And so that button covers that same time period.
Right.
And so that for me, as everybody says, what's your best find? Well, those buttons are my best finds by far. Now, when it comes to valuables, that's a different story. You know, I told everybody I found a gold necklace back probably in about 2000 that was like you see on wrappers. You know, it's just big as round as you. Well, that gold price wasn't probably even $800 an ounce, and I sold it maybe, let me think. If I remember, I sold it for about $800 something, but it was about 5 ounces of gold. It was that big. I mean, it wasn't one that just right around your neck. You're talking about one that came all the way down, and there was nothing on it. You'd thought that it had one of them big bling things on it. Found that. I actually found
big things.
What do you call it? I found a nugget that was for a necklace. It was a raw nugget, but they had put. Well, I found that it was, but I think it was 1 ounce, and I sold it. You know, that's back when I was raising 3 children in my home with a wife who's a stay-at-home mom, and yeah, it's like, well, I found an ounce of gold, and here they weigh it, and then you didn't have no gold brokers, you had pawnbrokers, and what do you think they give you for that stuff? So a pawnbroker gave me, you know, $600 for a gold necklace, and I guess probably 2002. So that means today, with gold price where it is, it's probably, you know, a $10,000, $15,000 necklace. If I had to guess.
Oh yeah.
Don't know for sure.
Dang.
So going back to those buttons, are they? Do you have pictures of those on your channel?
I don't know that if I do or don't. I think there's just video of me finding them, like cut from the live, because everything I found on that wagon trail was all found live. There's one video I know of where I found one of them. It's a Christmas, it was excuse me, Easter Sunday that I found one of my AT Max. The very first thing I think I found with it was on that wagon trail, and it was about 12 inches deep, and it's a cuff button from one of the British military officers.
Okay.
And so
That's
that's probably my best one, because it's such a small button, and that thing was 10, 12 inches deep. And I knew right then, I was like, I felt like a hero, because this machine is that good that it picked up that small of object that deep in the dirt. And you could still read the back of that button. And I already knew when I saw, because I had to, when I found the first one, I was certain it was British. And so I got on a chat forum and just sent a picture in to one of these guys' chats forum. And he said that guy was in, we ended up talking on some app, and his British accent was cool, but he immediately replied to me. I'm talking about like when it was morning for him, he replied, he said, here's your button. Here's the book reference. That is an awesome find here. And I knew right then, it was like, what? How could that be? Because he's in England, and it's like, this is an English British military button. And he said, that's an awesome find here. And he showed me it's the three Welsh, it's called the three plumes, which is the Welsh plumes. And that's how every one of them had those three plumes on it. It looks like three palm leaves or something around the edge of the button. And so that's how all five of them were. And so I knew as soon as I pulled them.
That's history
awesome.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's history.
Yeah. And the fact that he said, hey, that's an awesome find here. And he even said, hey, if you ever want to sell that, and it wasn't like he's offering no big money, but he literally was willing to pay to have the button. So, and they were, two were gilded and two were plated silver.
If you're ever going to sell them, think of me first. Let's keep it in the States.
You know what? I'm not the same young man I was, and those treasures will probably be mine, and they'll probably be passed down. So
I don't blame you.
And
Yeah.
And don't even have them displayed, because we're full-time over here. So having something displayed is, and just like with my arrowheads, now there's a lot of stuff that I would let pass on to other people because they are, they're working on collection. It's like the Indian head pennies. I've got a big collection of those, and I've got most every year. I don't have key years, and I want to find those key years too. I don't want to buy them. Mm-hmm. I want to find those key years that I need a 77. I need the earliest year, I think, is 58. I need one of them. There's about 10 years of IHPs that I want, and I'll get just as excited. You see me, if I find a 77 or a 58, I think that I don't have IHP that's in good shape, I get excited as I would a gold coin. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. I've never found a gold coin, so no, I don't think I would. But
and still, we all know that if Scott ever finds a gold coin, we'll never know because he already told us.
You'll never know, but not because I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a little bit of that story while we got a little bit of time left. That for one, every state just about it has had some lost payroll in it, and during the Civil War, just about every, say, New England state, everything east of the Appalachians have had some payrolls lost. But one particularly was documented well enough that it's not legend, it's not folklore, and I've got it narrowed down to a circle on the map about that big, which, that covers pretty good radius. But still, I want to be one that finds that, because that's $50,000 of gold coins in 1864. $50,000 in 1864 of gold coins that is missing here in North Alabama, all missing together. Wow. So that's one of the reasons why I was looking for what I look for on the map routes through the mountains.
Goodness. Could you imagine that? $50,000 worth of gold coins from 1864? That's worth a heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah, just the gold melt value alone, it would be worth more. And then, and that's the face value. Right. I know that, what is it, a $20, the double eagles, and see, there's a lot of those were those double eagles that are the most valuable. They're $20 gold pieces. I think that's what they're called, is double eagles. a single one, I think, brings about $16,000 to plus $1,000. The starting line would be $16,000 for one.
Oh my!
And
goodness.
it had it gives the denominations of how much of each one. There was so much in $20, so much in $5, so much in
Wow.
$1, and that's here lost in North Alabama, never recovered. So, Teresa, I hope I found it too. And while I'm up at the place where the wagon trail is, it's not at my wagon trail unless they're way off by their by what the documentation is. Unless they're way off, it's not. But I'm somewhat near. I'm almost in the circle. I'm on the edge of the circle. But if I'm going to try to work on that permission because now I know who owns the part of the mountain. Don't know nothing but their name. That's all I got now is a name. Because before I was having trouble, it was exchanging hands or something because it didn't show who the property owner was. Well, now I have a name with that property, and I've waited 3 years for that. So we'll see.
But that's going to be a tough permission when they say, "What are you hoping to find?"
I think I'll be honest. I'll tell you what. I'll let's just go ahead and cut a deal. I'll get 60%, and you get 40% of anything I find. And yes, I'm expecting to find something good, or I'm hoping to find something good, and then might tell them, but I'll make them give me something in writing first, because otherwise I might wait for them to sell it again, not tell them, because it has to be on one of 3 mountains. That's from, if any of the documentation right, it's got to be on one of 3 mountains. California had Union County. Just curious.
He'll cut it off.
There's definitely lost gold in California.
Well, see, one of the things I researched is I don't know where the ship sank, but there was one ship sank. It was during the Civil War. It was not Civil War, payroll or anything, but it had what is the equivalent. It alone had what is the equivalent of $1 billion worth of gold, and it sank. And that could be washing up on some shore right now, or be out in the Gulf right there off the edge of the beach, and it might just be somebody with a digger in their hand and goes through, and he finds that first one, and I hope he's smart enough to not say a word about it and go back again and again and again. But
that would be the tough part, right? Not sharing that.
Yeah, that would be. Which he's already said what he would do, and if I disappear and it goes dark, don't think that if I was excited, don't think I had a heart attack all of a sudden. It just means that I'm gonna collect my things, and I'm gonna be because and that's the other thing is read the amount of people who found big stuff, big money stuff. The government steps in every time. Every time. Landowner winds up suing you. If you don't own the landowner sues you, the government comes after you, and typically speaking, you wind up with enough money to pay court costs and lawyers. That's what happens every time there's a big discovery.
That's just what I was going to say too, John. Was I don't think I wouldn't be able to tell at least John. I think I'd be like, dude, I just found something awesome.
Yep. Yeah, well, I'm gonna melt it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna melt. Well, I'm gonna save about 25 for kids and grandkids and my wife, or maybe save her a nest egg in case something happens to me. And the rest is getting melted because they're not gonna get it while it's still got a label on the front of it.
That's
Scott,
right.
I think you're an open book, man. You just say what you're gonna say.
I do a lot of times.
I'm just gonna melt it.
And you know what? Let them come after me. It ain't like I ain't been poor before. If I take it all, I'll just be, I'll just take it. I got rocks, literally got big rocks falling out from under my feet, and I swear, I think you guys, there ain't a lot of you guys in here at the moment, but if y'all want to watch, because I do believe I've got the grindstone under my foot. It's just like I started digging, and I could see it's got the right smoothness to it. It's flat. And there's other thing is what do you call it? I think I found a map stone here. I didn't know what a map stone was. Some dude said, "Hey, I think that's a map stone." Well, I carried it home, but it was broken. It was only a small portion of it. This could be more of the map stone. I think it's a grindstone, though. Brugs, I didn't know you was in here.
So we can go dig. I'd be like half hour ago, probably be like,
yeah, I've been like, all right, we're cutting this short.
I'm out. Yeah.
Beth wouldn't even came on.
I just realized I had my hearing aids turned down. That's why I wasn't hearing you guys good. The whole time I thought I had them turned way up. And I've been looking at my phone like it was going to get louder, and they're coming through my hearing aids, like it was going to talk through my phone louder. What?
There's a good. Have you found the drill? I thought you had, right?
No, not one. I think I found the tips to 2, but I have not found one that was whole. But it looks like drill tips. But I can't say for sure because it's like there's so little of it. It's like 2 sides are worked. It comes to the point, but it's like that third side that should be worked. It doesn't appear to be worked. So, but maybe tonight. I don't know. I am going to dig for about it. I keep checking my lights, make sure. Yeah, I got plenty of charge on the lights. So when I get done, that's what I'm going to do.
Heck yeah.
Any final questions, guys?
I hope I found that picture too.
I'm super excited that Beth invited you. When she told me, I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, this was going to be good."
Well, I wished I'd have, and I hope that maybe I somehow can flip a bunch of fans to you guys because y'all are the treasure hunters. Me, I'm just a digger. That's all I am, a digger.
Hey, we're all diggers.
Yeah, but
heck yeah.
Well, just know that I'm envious of what you guys find because it's like, and I get so jealous of it. And I tell my wife all the time, next time we go on vacation up north, I'm taking my machine because I know I've got a better chance of finding, some of the stuff y'all find if I get out of Alabama. So
yeah, come on up.
Trophy hunter I am, but it's going to be about 6 weeks from now. I've got a couple of jobs, and the only reason I'm getting to go back right now because it's 2 hours one way for me to do that. And so it's like I've had to try to figure out how do I balance being a grandfather, a husband, and now I should be a full partner in this construction business in the next few months. Right now I'm just a 10% partner, but it takes up a lot of my time. And so it's like, how do I balance this in a way that I'm not just strung out. And so part of that was going to dig at night when I work in that area, and I'll be working 15, 20 minutes, I think, away. And so I'm going to be doing night digs like I'm doing now. And that way I'm not losing my weekends and I'm not losing time that I'm going to have with my wife, grandkids, or anything else, because that's important to me too.
Absolutely.
We need to clone them.
DFX, the machine is a Garrett.
Yeah, I use an AT Max is what I use.
Right. I didn't want to say the wrong one.
Yeah, it's an AT Max. And I've got 2 other Garretts, and then I've got other cheap machines. I was looking in the back of my truck. I have in my seat of my truck, I've got what is it? There's a Bounty Hunter in there. There's a 1980s Garrett in there, and then there's a Go-Go Nova in there, and there's what else? I've got one other machine. I don't even know the brand of that machine. That's in basically because of moving stuff around. They're all in the base. So at any point, I can go digging at any point. I never leave without a machine. And that way, you never know when I'm just like today. I was going to. It was just subdivision, but it's an old subdivision. I'm going to look at the house to see what I'm going to do to line my guys up for tomorrow's work. Well, my machine's in the back, and she's got a creek runs right through the front of her property. Well, I'll be digging it tomorrow because it's a creek ain't but 3 feet wide, but I can see it's got a rocky bottom, and it is in the middle of town, and it's about a mile outside of what would have been Main Street years ago. Well, that's a good place to search. So
that is
you might catch a video tomorrow night of me finding the first silver of the year. You just don't know.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, in my opinion, you're the machine.
Hey, there you go. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, it is a compliment.
Yes, sir. And really, because I was like, I didn't know who did behind the, what is it called? Behind the what?
Behind the finds?
Behind the finds. I didn't know. I was like, who is that? And then I see these cool videos, and I'm like, I don't know who's, where am I going to? But, now it's like, I enjoy talking to you guys, so I can't wait to do it again. And if I'm ever live and you guys are live, as a matter of fact, I know when some of y'all's live. I never know who it is because most of the time when I'm finished, it'll say you got 100% of the viewers with our creators. You got 100% more than creators with similar content. Well, then there's times I'll get 95%. And usually that's where it stays, 95%. And then all of a sudden I'll get one that says you got 82% of the viewers with similar. And I'm like, some of you guys is digging. I know it. And it's like, why can't we just dig together? We'll get everybody in one room.
Right.
So.
Heck yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so if I'm ever live, don't hesitate to say, hey, you want to do a live together, man, I'll do it in a minute. Just I may not
Me
shut up
too.
to let you guys talk, but
Me too.
hey, I appreciate it.
All right,
Mike
Andrew.
Bourne, I'm going to
Love
be
to
digging
tag and
here
dig.
in about 10 minutes. I'm going to have to take myself a short break, and I'm hoping I've got a bottle of water hid over here somewhere. That's what I'm hoping.
We can go ahead and let you dig now if you want. Go find you some water so we can watch you.
Yeah.
If y'all want to, that'll be fine. If you give me, I'm going to go over here and somewhere in the woods and use the restroom real quick,
There you
and
go.
I'll have to put you guys on, get my chest strap ready. Yeah, if y'all want to stick
All right,
around,
sounds
I'll
good.
do that.
Sure.
I don't know what we're going to find, but we're going to look at this, what I think is a grindstone. But yeah, give me about 5 minutes and I'll be right back, or a couple of minutes.
Awesome.
All right.
Y'all were probably about to hear this because I talked to you through my hearing aids. So I guess most of you are
Great
still going
guess.
to hear the leaves splattering.
Yeah, this is where he's been finding the Native American
Right.
items. Mhm.
That's really cool.
Hey, Kachita, that was a nice, good lives today there, buddy.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. You found some good stuff, Landon.
Shovel Dragger Relics. He's a future guest. We got him on the schedule. Next week we got. He wasn't here earlier. I'm not sure he's still here. Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Shovel Dragger Relics. His name is Chris. He's also in the South. So. And there we go. Oh, Relic Hunter 965.
There he
you go,
is.
Lenny. He's going to be showing us some more freaking awesome stuff next
Freaking
Tuesday.
awesome. Can't wait.
So Chris recognizes the cheap girl. There you go.
Thank you for the follow.
It's just funny when you were saying
Live.
you have a person that's going to be on that makes sheaths, and I almost automatically knew who you were talking about. Yes,
Mr.
Scotty, I got my sunbathing in today, and I maybe got half
awesome.
the dog presents out in the yard cleaned up, but the other half are still frozen in.
Hey, Johnny B. Johnny B is socked in snow too. Otherwise, he'd be digging.
Yeah.
Lunchtime.
Poor guy. I'm ready to go digging. I'm almost thinking I forgot how to use my metal detector though.
You want to go to that Foundation Saturday, Andrew?
Which one?
I do want to go to.
David.
Where we went for little Bambies.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Landon.
I think it might be diggable.
You think so?
We can do it like Scott does it, man. Just sit there on the side of the foundation and
That'd be fun.
and just dig and not even detect.
Right?
David K was here earlier, Scotty.
All right. Is Mrs. Raines, are you still in here? And I'm hearing an echo. That's
so
so
romantic, John.
Oh, that's right. That's Valentine's Day, isn't it, Liv? I've been married 40
We're
years.
going metal detecting on Valentine's Day.
I forget what day that is. I've been married 40 years, so.
We went to dinner on last Saturday. That was our Valentine.
I don't want to get you in trouble, Andrew.
I don't want to be in trouble.
I'll be digging by myself. You and Eddie will probably be going out to dinner.
Well, we just went to dinner at the boatyard Saturday.
Oh. No.
We're going digging it, and then when I get home, my friend gave me Wagyu ribeyes for my birthday, so I'm gonna cook some steaks and yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I have your steaks, Beth. I gotta still grill. Ribeyes.
I'm excited.
Looks like Scott brought some new people tonight too.
Yeah. Yep.
Guest.
I don't know if I did or not. I'm going to be set up here in just a minute. I've got two. I want to show you guys this headlamp. I don't know if this was TikTok or not, but this thing right here is better than any others I've had. I've got one on similar. I don't even know what the name is, but it's that thing is brighter than the ones that I've got on
Terry?
right now. which is, I know it's a TikTok one. It's a good one, but it ain't quite as good as this one. Well, that does pretty good. That does pretty good
as well, right?
That is in TikTok, but I have not, what do you call it, advertised it or anything, just because I didn't know how it was going to be.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah, Chris is. Yeah, Scott, you're in North Alabama, right?
Yes, I'm in North Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm in the northeast part.
John, too, is a helicopter dancer? I've never heard of that.
I'm trying to get my phone situated. I'm having trouble.
Yeah, this is the first live dig that Behind the Finds has ever been part of.
Yeah,
right?
this is a first.
That there is the only way I felt like I was going to be comfortable doing what you guys do is by being in my element. So here we are, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about when it comes to this. What I think is a grindstone. I've got stuff spread out everywhere.
Scott is a groundbreaker in more ways than one.
I see. That'll work. No.
Yeah, Chris, this is the first time we've ever had anybody live digging. We usually interview people and they show some stuff
and wait out the snow and ice.
Yeah,
that's what you guys.
I'm ready to see some Native American artifacts.
Well, I'm hoping y'all are fixing to, for real. There we go. Let's get it out of there. We're digging through for good gloves. All right, and then I'm going to show you. I think we're about to, and I can't say for sure, but I think I'm about to pull out a grindstone. Make sure this is what was falling out from under, because that dirt pile right there is what I've already. It's basically stuff that I've dug out from where I'm sitting, but it all needs to be sifted, and it also it's got to be dug under it. So, but right here, this flat stone right here, I'm thinking is going to be a grindstone. And I don't know if it's ready to come out, but my foot was on it the whole time. I was propped up on this little hill bank because there's my tripod. So I'm actually going to see if I can dig it out.
Come on.
And maybe something else comes out with it. Can't do much with a grindstone. I can't. My brother has one displayed on the hearth of his fireplace. He's got the grindstone and the hammerstone that goes with it.
Oh, wow.
So it looks really cool. I don't have a fireplace. I can do that. I'm almost certain this is going to be the other. I'll show you guys the one right here. May or may not can see it in the screen. And I think I found bone before the live right there. That is definitely bone.
Oh, wow.
So that's something they were eating. But right here is the actual grindstone. If the dust is off of it, you'll see where it's got a real round dip in it, and it's just as smooth as butter, where everything else is jagged and coarse. And
yeah, you had a hammerstone too, right?
Yeah, it had. Yeah, found the hammerstone with it. So a 100% vertebrae. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But man, it seems like it is. What do I say? Petrified. Hear it?
Yeah.
So, anyway, this.
Right now we got 41 people. When Scott goes live by himself in a little bit here, he'll probably have 200 to 300.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see. I think it's. I don't even know other than prayer. When I end up with a good many people watching, and I guess my wife said you got to get the gab when. I'm serious when I say that I don't talk outside of what I'm doing right now and talking to her or family. When I'm like, if somebody wants to converse with me at the grocery store, I don't know who you are. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to tell you how my day was or nothing else. Don't ask me. And it's not that I'm rude. I'm not a small talker. I'm not sociable.
That's true, Rob.
There we go. What we can find out.
You know when you have a serious digger is when you have a guy digging with a broken pick.
Yeah. See, I found that metal detecting, and I found it metal detecting. So And then I just said, you know what, I'm going to put it to use. I don't have anything good to do with this. I don't believe it's going to be the grindstone I hoped it would be. It's not smooth like it should be, but it does seem to have a point or a hollow spot, but I don't believe it's it. Disappointing. I was hoping it was going to be the other part, but it was this round side that made me think, okay, it's
Right.
grindstone.
Dang.
Hey, you got it out though.
I got it out, and maybe tomorrow it looks different, or next time I'm digging. But I did. Now I can show you guys what I found. This is where I stopped digging last week because I've got a big old root right here. Or Sunday, I quit digging. I got a big root right here in solid stone. So I was like, I need to get on the other side and start digging. So I just stopped. Well, I got it here tonight. I set my camera up. I put my line up, and in not even 30 seconds, all I did was pull some of this dirt down, and that pops out.
Oh my
And-
goodness.
And you can see it's worked.
Wow.
It broke
Wow.
right there, but it's worked all the way around. And it pops
Yeah.
out of the dirt. You know, all I had to do was dig for 30 more seconds Friday, and I would have found it then. But if it wasn't broke, it'd be awesome. I still loved it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's still awesome.
Yeah.
Play for what, skinning or something?
Scott, do
right?
you
Right.
Yeah.
do you follow someone named Copper?
Yes. 71 or something. Copper 71.
And he's been napping Flint. Like he's been putting up videos about him napping Flint.
Mhm.
I just caught one like earlier today because he'd come in and commented a lot, and we exchanged a couple of messages. I didn't know he did that.
Neither did I. He finds a lot of amazing stuff.
Yeah, and they are so gifted at that. It's like, how do they learn to do that? Number one.
I know.
There's a couple
And-
people I see doing that on lives, and it's like, holy cow.
Yeah, and make it and look so perfect,
Mhm.
and it be like, you know, you wouldn't know it just made it. You would think, okay, there's a Native American artifact that was, 1,000 years old. You just wouldn't know the difference. I wouldn't. Here.
You know,
This-
when the Native Americans made them at the villages,
Yeah.
they still had problems. They had like the first one I ever found was across the road from me
Mhm.
at a village, and it's got a broken tip. It was never used because when they were making it, it broke. So
It
was
broke
just
on them, right.
The cast, it was a cast off. It's like mistakes happen. They weren't perfect.
You
Obviously.
found one
Exactly.
across
Can
the
you
road?
imagine it happening though when it's that close to being done?
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
found
kinda
one
like me.
across the road?
Spend a half a day
Yeah,
working
it
on
was
something and then
across the
it tear up on you.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll tell you about it more, Andrew.
I believe it because that's a really, really good creek back there.
Yeah. There's been 2 digs done there, Andrew.
No kidding. Wow, I did not know that.
Stuff in the local museum, actually. So.
Goodness.
It would be a bummer, Terry.
And
Yeah,
Big
there
Josh,
you go.
you'll have to forgive me. Because I've been talking so much, now I'm ready to dig. So I'm missing y'all's comments. Y'all have to forgive me.
Oh, don't worry about it.
This is
You do you.
That's a big old rock right there. Goodness.
Yeah, there's a big one right here, and that's why I abandoned this the other day, because I knew I need to get around it or over it. But there's a lot of dirt here.
Oh, no kidding.
I have not
I've
been
never
through.
found.
Huh.
I've never found an arrowhead.
Not ever?
I've only ever found one, and mine the tip is broken too.
There you go. See, I'd found, I'm gonna say probably maybe a dozen or 2 dozen at most through the years, just in nature hiking and stuff, but or fishing or whatever. But most of the ones I found were broke,
Right.
or not whole, and most of the time it was in the creek beds. And then all of a sudden I come here and it's like they're everywhere. So that's made me want to do it a lot more.
It does. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you found 2 Saturday? Holy cow.
That's awesome.
Josh, did you send me a video of it? I had a couple of videos come through. Man, there's no doubt. This was their fire pit right here. The stone doesn't feel right. It's been on fire. So their grinding stone was about right here, along with a hammerstone. At one point, and I can just feel the stone. It's different. I'm thinking it's all. I'm literally in there. What somebody said was their kitchen.
Oh, great. That's the nice thing about TikTok too now is you can send pictures.
Yeah.
Messages. We should encourage that more for our channel, right? Have people send us.
We should.
pictures and stuff.
We should.
I'm glad that they made that change.
Yeah.
I thought you had, Josh, for the record. Found a chert knife digging a metal target and just popped out. See, that's what I have done too. Matter of fact, on the wagon trail, if you remember, Beth, I found a couple of Native American artifacts on that wagon trail. One of them was like a, a hammerstone. They're just smooth. Like there's one behind me that I haven't carried out of here yet. I'll show it in a few minutes, but we found one on that wagon trail.
Thank you for the likes, guys. 22.6K.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Man, and Sausage Man, I didn't see, I didn't know what you sent, sir, but I do appreciate it. I'm not trying to ignore the gift. Thank you.
Sausage Man, he is digging in a cave in northern Alabama looking for Native American artifacts.
Yeah, I am. I'm not metal detecting right now. It's something I'm going to be doing again here. Probably 3 weeks, and then I know 5 or 6 weeks from now. And I'll go here pretty soon too, on this property. But I've been waiting for it to warm up before I went all the way down the mountain or back to those caves again. Because there is caves on this property too. This is just kind of a overhang, a ledge. What would you call it? A shelter. It's just like a shelter.
Scott Paget says, "Hey, Scott."
Hey, man, appreciate you coming in. I did send you out an invitation tonight, too. I have appreciated your support, sir.
So, Scott, that night you got 2,000 followers. That must have been just insane.
It was insane, and it was just all digging. Like I'm doing now, except for I was digging a pit. And every time
the deeper the hole got, the more people came in the live.
Yep. Seriously, and here's the thing is when I got to I was like 400-something thousand likes, and somebody says, let's get him to 500,000 or whatever. And then I was like, nothing new at the moment, Scott, but then it was like, well, heck, if y'all are going to hit the like that many times, I'll keep digging for another hour or so. And I was so exhausted. I mean, you talk about exhausted. I didn't have hardly, when I left there that night, I didn't have nothing left off of the world whatsoever. But then we got to 750,000 and somebody goes, let's get him to 1 million. And then the next thing I know, we hit 1 million. And when I got done, I had gained 2,000 followers that night. And we had 2,000 people watching that night.
Oh, yeah.
2,000 people watching.
That's incredible.
How many followers did you have at one point, Scott?
Do you remember? At that point, I think I had I think I might have had 2,000 or so, 2,500. It might have been I had 5,000 and I got to 7,000 that night, but it was a good many less than 10,000, I can tell you that. It was somewhere between 2 and 5, if I remember right. But I remember getting the notification. And you know how you get those at the end of the live, and it's like, you'll see up there, typically speaking, when I end, I'll have it say either 30 or 60. I think over the last couple of weeks, when I started doing this, I finished one live and I had 100 plus followers during that live. And, you get that notification. Well, that night, that thing just said, all it says 99 plus new followers. But then it turns out when I looked, it was over 2,000.
Oh my goodness.
And so one night put me on the map where I didn't find nothing.
Hey, Tony.
Right, Andrew?
What's that?
You happy if you get 20, 25?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
And I don't know, I think if anything, if I had any advice for everybody, it is it's not even about being original, because I think every one of you guys are original. I think it's more about what would I say? I don't know if I can word things properly.
Be yourself.
What's that?
Be yourself.
Yeah,
Don't
being
force it.
yourself, exactly. Just being who you are. And me, when I get excited, that is who I am. And I have to get excited over nothing, because I don't find nothing like you guys do. So, but I'm legitimately excited about pulling history out of the ground that I know it might have been there another 500 years before anybody found it. It may have never got found. And same thing with you guys, when y'all are pulling out, whether it's a coin, a button, who knows how long it would have been if you hadn't come along before somebody discovered it,
Yeah.
There is nothing in here. It's got to be the fire pit. We're moving right now.
What do you mean, like when Andrew jumps in front of me and digs a largie?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Come on now.
That right there would infuriate me so bad. I'd be jealous and be like, God, why'd you let him find that? That's not right. I mean, yeah, I couldn't stand that. I mean, I'd be happy, but at the same time, why couldn't I have found it?
Yeah, a little
All right,
Miss
I
Emily
like
there. She'd knock me over if I jumped in front of her.
Yeah.
You're like, Mr. John, get out of my way.
I'm gonna do that in April.
Gonna jump in his way. Perfect.
I'm detecting with Lily in April, so.
That's right, Emily. That's when you knock them down and take it.
All right, this right here. I like this ground a lot better right here.
See, I thought about doing this at the Foundation Hill, but I just thought it would bore everybody. But
No, I don't think it would.
It bored everybody to do what?
if there's a Foundation Hill that I've thought about going at and just doing like this, just dig and stuff, because I know there's models there.
Good
And
idea, FX.
I found stuff there, so.
Man,
That's
that them Kentucky, what is they? Kentucky Creek Walkers or something? I forget their name.
KY Creekers.
Man, I watched that guy dig for nothing. I mean, you take him an hour to pull one bottle.
Yeah.
I'll watch him for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter. I'm just intrigued,
Right.
thinking, I wonder what's going to come out. Matter of fact,
I
if
watch
I
when
were
I
there,
worry.
I would be like, get out of the way, man. You're not digging fast enough. That's the way I'd be. Get out of the way, man. Let me do it. Let me take over. I'll dig it for you. You can pull it out. Let me help you dig. Because I couldn't stand it, but I get intrigued. Of course, I get intrigued by like mechanic videos. I don't fix cars. I mean, I can, but I don't fix it. But man, if they make a video of some dude repairing a car or a dent fender, I'm like mesmerized. And so same thing. There's certain things. It's like the more active it is into nothing, the more I'm going to watch it. I mean, because when a guy's sitting there just sanding the fender, there's not much going on. But I'll watch him sand the fender for an hour.
Yeah, I like watching KY Creekers on Saturday mornings when I'm cooking breakfast. I'll have it
There you
like
go.
set up in the kitchen and I'm watching, and it's like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep,
Matt,
and that's just some Kentucky guy that he's got his. Look at that.
Oh wow.
That's just a flake. Well, there's more of it, but that's why I like this ground better. I could just tell what was coming out. Look, there's like 5 flakes of flint, and all that is where they were napping, arrowheads, and it's falling out.
Nice.
Throw it up here in this pile. There's so much of this stuff like this right here. Actually look like knife blades. Steven, man, you're always awesome. Your support has been awesome. I sure appreciate it, man. Seems like, and the thing is I noticed my audio, like used to when somebody sent something, it came through till I got my hearing aids. I don't know if that's true or not. So when you guys tell me, when y'all get gifts and stuff, does it do the audio thing to you guys?
No, just for when I have a pole set.
Okay. Well, I didn't know because it used to, like if it was a confetti, you'd hear like a ch or something, and now I don't hear anything. So I didn't know if it's me or something changed. It is time, little D.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And we're getting into some better dirt because you can just hear that clicking of some of that flint hitting and them rocks falling out. It's like that ground is where I tend to find this stuff.
Emily's putting the pressure on. She said it's time for a boom, baby.
Agree.
Is that your saying, Scott? Is boom, baby?
Yeah, and honestly, that's just what come out on the wagon trail. Was my reaction, and it has been ever since. Every time I find something awesome, I just it ain't like I wanted to. That's just, it came out when I don't remember what I found, but I was like boom baby, and then after that, well, that was it. I've done it ever
History.
since. Yeah.
Beth, what do you say?
I don't know. Probably like oh hell yeah or something.
I'm really
I don't know what
we're
mine
not
is.
seeing much.
That or oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, if it's something really good.
Emily, what do you say when you find something really awesome? Oh yeah, Rob says woohoo.
Mm-hmm.
And typically I get silent. If I think I saw something good, I get silent. So if I ever get quiet,
Bingo. I love it. A booyah.
we're so
I
close.
was waiting for it.
Well, it is
Correct,
not
Scotty.
it's not a whole point. It's just a flake, I believe.
Yes.
But it surprised me because it's worked on 3 edges. Doggone it. We're so close.
I was waiting for somebody to say it. Trophy hunter.
We're going to have to wait. Dang. We're getting close.
Oh, is that true, Johnny? Andrew, it looks like it's your bedtime.
What?
Looks like it's your bedtime.
I'm watching.
Your eyes are getting.
Yeah, my eyes are puffy. Look at them.
Oh, I bet my eyes are about swelled shut at this point. I get up I get up myself personally. I get up about 4:30 every morning and just drink coffee, and I don't have to. But I can't sleep. I can't sleep past 5 o'clock. It don't matter how much I want to, except if I eat breakfast. I can go back to sleep after breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Saturday morning, if I eat say 6:30 or 7, I can go back to sleep for a little while. But barring that, I don't sleep even on the weekends past 5:30. I guess. Whoa.
No, I'm not on call this week. I was on call 2 weeks ago.
Remember, guys, Relic Hunter 965 right there. Lenny, he was on. What was that? A couple months ago now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Relic
He's got
Hunter.
some awesome stuff.
I've never saw you before. I hit the follow button on you.
Jealous.
Relic Hunter. Digging up New York. Yep, I got you already. Relic Hunter, you're new.
Yeah, last year.
Last year.
It's crazy because I want to get some of these guys that we had on and gals, little Miss Emily Dirt Digger, on again, just so this way we can put it on YouTube or on so that way it's there forever, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, there you go.
Good night, Terry.
Scott, there's one to follow. Rob NY retired.
Yeah, I've been
like 5
No, I haven't. I followed him back. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there a Rob from New York that doesn't say retired?
Yeah.
Be able to see gold this time. Uh-oh.
It's hard to keep track of. Yeah, he told me some of the stuff he's gonna be showing.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
We
I
only
can't
saw
wait.
maybe half of his stuff last time, so.
That's what I'm thinking, Shovel.
Yeah, what is that?
Thought it was a piece of bone.
It is bone, I believe.
Hey,
which it's
some of Shovel Dragger Relics items are going to be in Albany, New York this weekend. I wish I could go.
Cool.
I think it's a Relic show in Albany.
Really?
Yeah, it's on Sunday, but I'm going to my granddaughter's birthday party on Sunday.
In Albany?
Who was it? Yeah.
Ew. I don't want to go to Albany.
What? I want to go detect in Albany.
I need to get
Yes.
I've got to get some of my Native American people to see this because I think this is jewelry. I think it's Native American jewelry. It's polished bone.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, wow.
It's split in the middle like it broke, but I think it's polished bone, which means it would be jewelry. But I don't
No
know that
way.
for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Empire Metal Detector Association.
Could be a
Yeah.
needle. Josh, there you go. I forget about those. That one guy called him a bower.
Or an awl.
An awl. Yeah, an awl. That's what I'm trying to. I do have an awl that came off of this side, but it wasn't polished bone. It was bone. And it was, I would say polished, but it was dark color. And this is just as shiny and white. And it's going in my pocket for now. You got a box to put it in at the moment, but that I believe is actual treasure. I can't say for sure.
We didn't get a boom, baby. Come on.
I know but it's like y'all don't know how many times I've gave this big boom, and then I was completely wrong, and it was I felt like an idiot, and so now I try to ignore
There you go.
anybody ask about it later. I'm just like, oh well, I don't know what I've done with it because I feel like such an idiot. And that one, I think that is actual some treasure there, but I need
Emily
somebody
said
besides
just
me
do
to
it.
see. Just do it. You know what? The next thing comes out, you can bet. If I just found that bone there and I was finding, man, we're getting so close. I'm worried about my pile of dirt here that needs sifting is about to fall in, and then I'm stopped right here. So it's
We want to hear one boom baby before we go, though.
Yeah. Oh,
nope.
I want to watch Emily Dirt Diggers go live, and then when she digs a silverware button, hear her go, "Booyah!"
Golly.
I know, right?
Yeah, no
I'll
doubt.
probably say it 6 or 7 times in one live. So
Right.
Yeah. She put some videos out, and I'm thinking, what is that, like 5 trips she made? And no, that was one trip that she makes and finds all this stuff. That's like crazy.
Your wife said, "Do I need to walk out there and find the treasure?"
Did my wife's in here still? And she said that.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
I need her. Yeah, I do need that. For one, I need a kiss for good luck. I need a large bottle of water.
she finished her Legos. So
Oh, so there's the story. Is her Legos are finished for tonight. So I forgot I brought home Papa John's pizza, and I haven't had a bite of it.
Oh, that sounds so good right now.
Papa John's pizza's good.
I brought home, and I've adapted to what she likes as far as pizza's concerned. Because used to, I wanted meat lovers, or something all the way, and well, she likes that ham and pineapple. And well, now I ordered 2 ham and pineapple pizzas. I want one thin crust and one thin crust, or one thick crust. And that's because, well, she liked it, and then now I love it. And that's all the pizza I'll eat. I still like meat lovers, but not like I do that. I think I buried my glove.
I love meat lovers.
I bet y'all ain't never done that metal detecting before. I literally think I buried one of my gloves. My goodness, what did I do with it? I seriously think I may have buried a glove.
oh yeah, they're garlic.
That sounds like
butter
something I would do.
That's got to be a first for a digger. What was that? I'm trying to see my wife's comments. What did she just say?
Is that true?
Why won't it-
That's funny.
I can't scroll back comments. That's just driving me crazy. What's going on? All I can see.
That's awesome, Emily.
Yeah, I love it.
She said you try to say that you don't like it.
Hey, Scar's
Well,
golden treasure.
you know, I guess I do like it now because I order it all the time. But I know this right here is getting annoying. I haven't found anything good right here, and it's surprising. That's what's so wild. If the ground is so thick that you dig for 20 minutes and it's like you get aggravated because it's nothing come out of the ground, you know, and you know, metal detecting can be hours and hours. Something decent coming out of the ground. Whoa, ain't that nuts?
Well, Scott, I forgot to tell you, I'm kind of a curse. People don't
Oh,
find
is that
stuff
it?
until I leave.
No,
I bet you'll
don't
find
do
a
that.
glove.
Yeah, mate, there you go. Maybe I'll find my glove then, but don't go nowhere. I'm going to dream this tonight.
That's funny.
What did
Emily.
my
Yeah,
wife say
Emily, that's
again?
That's
Why
funny,
can't I
awesome.
Emily.
scroll comments during this? I cannot back up comments.
Look at all that stuff. That's all
Yeah,
your stuff you dug?
that's all flint that has come out of here. So,
That's crazy.
and there's there's some stuff that I'll wind up taking out of here, but most of it is just work stuff. Like that's a break. You can see that would have been the base of something they was making.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it up there, but right now I'm not seeing enough of it, so I'm fixing to move. I've got time to dig. This is hard soil here. And there's what I didn't want to happen is that stuff fall off. All right, I'm fixing to move real quick down the hill.
Oh,
I might
Brooke,
sit
there's-
down there.
Uh-oh.
When
Uh
is this
Up to
over?
Scott.
I need my lovey. Well, that's all you really had to say. That's all you really had to say.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
I tell you what I'll do is it's 9:27. I'm gonna give y'all 3 more minutes, and I'm gonna dig as best I can for 3 minutes. And I want to tell you guys, in that 3 minutes, it's been a real pleasure for real,
Thank
and
you.
it's an honor that
Absolutely.
you all asked me. I hate it that I couldn't be more entertaining tonight, but it really is a blessing to me. So,
are you serious? You've been so entertaining tonight.
well,
Heck yeah.
This has been an
Been
awesome
yourself,
show.
man, I tell you what, I'll do it again anytime you guys ask me to. Except for this is what I prefer is to be in my element where I can dig and just enjoy it. But anytime you guys are live for real, or if when next time y'all come in, matter of fact, because I see you come in a lot more. Next time I hope you're gonna be ready just to like come in and comment as a guest or something.
Absolutely.
All you guys. My wife will do it, but she's got her hobbies too. So it's like, ours can conflict. And I'm like, hey, why don't you come in with me? And, there's times she
Thank you,
wants to,
Steven.
and other times she don't.
Mhm. This has been a great show, and absolutely, I know if I'm live and I see you live or whatever, I'll definitely collab with you.
Hey, Ron.
That sounds great. All you guys.
Hey,
And
Aaron.
I hope y'all don't, while if we're digging at the same time, y'all don't just like, start jerking silver out of the ground while I'm over here digging iron. But, hey. All right, that might be
Thanks for staying the whole time, Emily.
Yeah, M.
829. This is it, whatever this is, but this is I'm thinking this might be the rest of the mapstone.
Brooke, thank you
Oh, my
for
goodness.
letting us borrow Scott.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my
2.5
goodness.
hours.
Oh my goodness.
It's awesome.
I think this is the rest of my mapstone.
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness.
Where's
That's
our
gotta be
boom
it.
baby?
That's
Hold
right.
on, give me 1 second. This is it. That's it. I've been looking for it. Boom, baby. Golly, that was right there. It wasn't even hardly buried. I hope if we can find the dots and stuff on it, that right there, and it's broke, but that is it.
That's
Gotta
cool.
be it. That is awesome. There's your boom for the night. You guys, that thing is hardly buried. That means this section right here is liable to be absolutely loaded.
Awesome.
Man, if I had it in me, we'd be digging at midnight, man. My love, I am coming to
Jeff
see
doesn't
you.
see anything.
Well, I know because of the one I've already got home. That is it right there. That's a mapstone. I can tell, and also you can tell how it's. Look at the bowl shape to it. Look, when I pull it up like this, you can see that it's. I don't know how to say it. Concave. This is the bottom. Right there. That's the bottom. And there's the concave to it. I can't get it in the camera. I just can't do it. My ring's falling off my finger, but that is it. I've been looking for it.
What was that used for?
It's literally a map stone. It's a map. There's got markings in them that tells where the caves are from this site.
Oh, they would draw on it. I got
They
you.
would draw
That's
on it
cool.
basically. And I've got the other piece that I believe is going to fit right here, like that piece right there. See how it's missing?
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
That's got to be it. And somebody else was in here and said, "Hey, that's a map stone. You better take that with you." And I threw it over here in a pile of junk. And so he said, "You better trust me. You better take that with you." So we'll go and find out for sure. But that is what a map stone is it will tell where stuff is at from this location.
That's amazing.
And so, yeah.
That
All right,
is.
you guys, that is it. It has been awesome. I thank you guys. Y'all been a blessing.
Awesome.
I'm rushing home to that woman that wants her man. And because I've been missing her too. So that's
You want Papa
that's it.
John's pizza, that's what
Andrew,
you want.
Beth, John, you guys are awesome. Thank y'all. Come in my live anytime. Y'all are welcome.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Thanks
sir.
for being here, Scott.
Thank you,
All right,
Scott.
we'll see you.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good one. Oh my goodness.
Good night, David.
Good night, David.
Good night, Scotty.
What a stellar show tonight, guys. That
Right?
was amazing. That was a first
Brooke.
all the way around for
Thank you,
over
Tim.
the last year of us doing this. We have never had anybody out digging while we've been live for the
Yeah,
show.
that's
That
it.
was awesome. So
That's what it's all
Mhm.
about, right?
mhm, that's
What we
right.
like to
Heck yeah, it
do.
is.
Well, guys, thank you guys for all your guys' attention, the likes, the gifts. You guys crushed it tonight. You guys showed a lot of love.
Yes, you did.
We appreciate you. I can't
We
wait
hope
until
you feel
next week.
better.
That's right. Have a good night, Andrea. Have a good one, Double Dragger. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Good to
Bren.
see you, Bren. Tiffany.
Yes, you guys are all awesome. Good night, Emily. Thank you for staying the whole time.
Good night, Emily.
Yes, of course, Brooke.
Much love to you too, Brooke. Man, I've been following you guys for years now, and I'm glad to see Scott back out doing what he loves.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Beth. Way to line up a guest. Right
Yes.
there. That's awesome.
Great job, Beth. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to see you guys next week. I still, possibly Saturday, we might be able to do a little dig.
Yeah, I hope so.
For the most part, still. I mean, this weekend I think it's supposed to be warm, so
Yeah, get those flowers first, Andrew.
yes, flowers.
Right. Thank you,
Flowers.
Brooke.
All right, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your guys' evening, and I hope the rest of your guys' week is amazing. We will catch you guys all next week.
Bye, guys.